live. Ready.
Welcome everyone. Welcome back to the 12th edition of the Home Theater Hub. Got myself, Don from Horizon Home Theater, and we got Ike, our co-host as normal.
What's
He's
up?
what's going on, Ike from Easy Tech?
Yep, not
Easy
much going
Easy
on.
HT Tech. Sorry, I need to make sure I throw that HT Tech in there. Easy HT Tech. If you guys haven't subscribed to Ike's channel, please make sure you go over there and check it out. He's got some good stuff going on.
Yep.
What you got going on your channel over there, Ike?
A couple of unboxing videos. I got a new gear in the house. I have an old one that I'm finally ready to do. Almost done with the unboxing. Couple of just changes taking place in the home theater, some of which you already have a wild guess. And that's about it. So it's been a good week. Busy but good.
I
How about
understand,
you?
busy for sure. Busy for sure.
Yep.
So we got we got some drywall going on in my theater. So that's basically what I did all last week, and I haven't been able to get to it much this week because it was close of the month and all kind of stuff for me.
Yeah.
Had some peer reviews and everything else to do. So I actually had to work this week, but I did get in there for a little bit today.
Yeah.
I actually got a full wall up almost. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, one layer
That,
of a full wall. All the ceilings done. If you want to share my screen, I'll show you a picture.
oh,
Let's see
okay.
if I can.
Let me
Let's
find the screen share and get you on it.
let
Do
me
you
let me
already have
find
it?
what I'm doing too. Let's
Yeah,
see here.
you
Let's
want to
go here.
you
Share.
want to pull it out because I don't see.
There we go.
Okay, let me get that. Should be coming
So
up.
I know it's going to be exciting for everyone to see pictures of drywall, right? I mean, it's like watching paint dry. I mean,
Ah,
what
good
is
lord.
more exciting than watching this?
Yeah, you just threw me off now. So I'm trying to find my freaking screen share. I can't
It's
even
no
find
problem.
it.
It's no problem. We'll
But
we'll get it later on.
yeah,
So
I'll pull it
let's
up later. Yeah.
let's bring our panel of guests in.
Okay. And let's see.
Let's
We got
We got the motley crew going on
the
here.
usual suspects, right?
We got the motley crew. Mr. Jonathan joining us back again. How are you, sir?
Doing well, guys. Doing well. Glad to be back. I'm just
Yep.
seeing Paul making me laugh.
Paul
Paul's got
Paul's
some.
starting off early
Paul's
today,
got
huh?
like a special, ice cube in his snifter.
Oh yeah, look at
Yes,
that. Got the
that
round
actually
cube.
is. This is Son of Aaron's whiskey. They actually
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
do a lot of gin, but they also make a really good. They make a really good 15-year whiskey. Actually, really good. This is just the normal, but you know,
So we're just going a little bit on the rocks today, right? Just straight having it.
yeah, whiskey before beer, never fear.
I hear you. I hear
So
you. Where'd you get the interesting cube from? Is that something that you
uh,
have like a mold for, or
yeah,
an
there's
ice?
molds that I've bought.
I see. I see. That looks like too much work. I just want to press the button on my refrigerator and let the ice fall out. So
Yeah. Yeah, this is the Trinov of ice cubes.
Ah,
So you won't do it for video or audio, but for ice.
Well,
I figured. Did you make
I've
your own?
I've I've,
Did you make
I've
your own
never had
mold?
I've never had a girl say, "Wow, that's a really nice looking speaker," but
Because you don't
they
have them.
they do notice, when you pour a nice cocktail.
Very good.
Uh,
Very good.
pun intended.
Wow, this is a family show.
hmm
yep.
Yes, it
So
is.
I gotta see the drywall, and I definitely have to warn you. I did talk to my buddy Miguel, and right now, move-in date and decorated, as in they're done. Theater down, all their decor, everything, flowers planted, whatever. They plan on being completely done at the end of April.
I will bet you like I told you. I will bet.
I'm just
I,
saying.
I
Just
will. I
keep
will
that in
bet you a
mind.
fine night out in Kansas City when I come there in June. that is not going to happen by the end of
Well,
April.
hey, I'm hoping it won't, but I'm just saying that is right now the watermark.
Look, I'm sorry to
So,
spoil your fun there, Miguel, if you're watching, but Miguel don't even know who we are. He's like,
oh, he does. He knows. He
I'm,
was on.
I'm just
He
messing
was
with.
on the Daily Hi-Fi for a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, we got to get
So,
him on the show. Actually, I enjoy speaking with Miguel. Speaking of new
well,
people on the show, Mr. Rich, how are you doing, sir?
Hi guys, how are you all?
Very
All
well,
good, all
very
good.
well.
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Good to
We
be here.
got we took the bra off of them speakers back there, huh? That was looking nice back there.
I just took off, just took off the grill
when he
covers.
Yes, sir. Yes,
when
sir.
he's showing them off, he likes them naked.
Oh man.
Yes, sir. Mr. Rich, tell us a little bit about yourself. Introduce yourself on the show. You like to
Oh,
be called Rich or Richard?
anything doesn't matter. Richard is just a short for Richard.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Well, give us a little
Well,
history about yourself.
well, as you know, based on my accent, you know, I'm from the Caribbean, Jamaica to be exact, and I've been a home theater enthusiast for a very long time now, probably about 20 years.
Very
Mhm.
nice.
You know, I actually started off, I think, in car audio some years ago. And eventually, after a while, you know, you grow up and you move from car audio. And I started to delve into home theater.
Right.
I started with some old speakers from my dad's setup. And, you know, when he finished with them, I took them up and started setting them up. And I started with a 5.1 system. I think it was a Yamaha, a very small home theater in our box.
I knew I liked you for a reason.
Yeah, you know, and
I could just tell. I could read people really well, and there was something I knew was good.
you know, so I kept that for a few years until I was about probably about 25 or 30 years of age. And then after a while, I got another home theater in our box, which was a bigger one this time. It was a Onkyo set. It was a THX Onkyo set, right? And I kept that until about 4 years ago. I
Okay.
decided I decided to change out what I had and get some different speakers. You know,
So
so
the Onkyo set that you had, that was center, left, right, and two
yes,
rears, and then
it was a it was a 7.1 system.
yeah, I think I had the same system that you did. That's exactly what got me into it. I don't know the model number, but yeah, I did have a home theater in the box. Just they were all bookshelves except for
Yes.
the center channel, and it that thing actually really did well. You know,
It
for
played well.
for for
It
what it
played well.
was.
It
Yeah.
was THX, yeah, it was THX certified too.
Hmm.
It played very well.
Yeah.
You
So
know,
you
and I
started
kept
with that.
yeah, and I then after about 2 or 3 years ago, I decided to change that because, as you know, COVID came and you're at home having nothing to do. So I decided to just develop the system some more. Never had a lot of money at the time, and because of COVID, you couldn't import a lot of stuff. Because on the island here, if you were to buy this sort of gear, it is very expensive. It will be cheaper if you try to bring it in. Even though
Okay.
it is still kind of expensive, but it will be more expensive if you bought them here. So I decided I never had a lot of money. It's a very small budget. You can call me the budget king if you want. So I just bought some relatively cheap speakers, a set of Fluence.
Okay. Well,
Right.
very.
You know.
I've heard good things about the Fluence speakers, and we'll get to see them a little bit later,
Yeah. So
later
these
in
are
the show when you do your tour. But you look, I mean, we're we're open to all kind of theaters. So if anyone out there watching, you know, I want to highly stress that we're not just looking for $1 million, $100,000 theaters. We're looking, to showcase whatever you like, whatever makes you guys happy. That's what
yeah,
we're looking to showcase, right? And just build this community. One thing that I feel that Michael Youthman does really well It's just, build the community. Also, Techno Dad, thanks for being in the chat, Techno Dad and Joe started this through the Daily Hi-Fi, where everybody joins on a Zoom type call afterwards and just gets together as a community. And that's something that we're looking to pursue and continue with, and help grow this community. So look, we're not looking for, $1 million theaters, like I said, or $100,000 theaters or whatever makes you happy. Please send us an email to hometheaterhublive@gmail.com if you'd like to come on the show and join us. So, Jonathan, what you got going on over there? Up there in sunny, snowy,
cold Boston.
cold Boston area. What's going on up in those neck of the woods lately?
Not too much, man, on the home theater front. I'm trying to think what I've been up to. I got almost done with the hard drive with the RAID. I'm gonna have to get Paul to help me set it up this weekend at some point.
Man, I didn't expect so much time.
I got about 30 hours left.
Yeah. You're like, how many terabytes? Oh, yeah.
Over 200, yeah. Over 200 terabytes. And the first of the hard drives is arriving tomorrow. So for my download.
You said 200 terabytes.
Yeah, I think it's like
That's crazy.
213.
A lot of storage.
Yeah, it's 12, 20 terabyte hard drives in it.
See, Ike, we just found our new host.
Like, I know, right? Like, are you ever gonna be done watching all those movies?
Don and Paul know this about me. I get something in my brain and I just go for it, even if it doesn't make any sense. So it's, you should see my desk right now because, like, I think I was telling you guys maybe the last time I was on, my wife had watched. I haven't seen it yet, but was it Leave the World Behind with Julia Roberts on, like, I think it's on Netflix, and there's a whole thing where, like, all the communications go down. Like I said, I haven't seen it, but she freaked herself out, so I went and got my ham radio license. So now I have like 2 different ham radios right in front of me on my desk. Yeah. So it's so I'm sitting here learning how to do radio while I'm setting up the server.
So you're telling me I should learn Morse code?
You don't have to do that for ham. You don't have to do that for ham. I haven't done it yet, but I might.
Yeah, I've heard about that movie, and I don't. Your wife's not the only one that freaked out, because I've heard a lot of people talk about this and this movie. I haven't seen it yet either, but definitely interested in checking it out. Mr. Paul, you're looking extra crispy over there today. You got a new setup. You got a new setup going on over there.
I used this last or couple weeks ago, but it just
maybe I just don't pay attention.
Yeah, I wouldn't look at me either, so I don't blame you. It's hard.
So you got something new going on over there. What's going on? What's going on with the theater, barcade? Anything new?
Right now I don't have anything. I'm trying to think. I don't really have anything new per se. I think I'm working still on new speakers, but now that the new SVS model is out, I gotta wait and listen to those. Those do look a lot better than the old ones, so there's no way I'm gonna buy, less sexy ones if I'm replacing.
Yeah, especially since yours are exposed. They're out in the wild.
Yeah. So. And I even contemplated. I contemplated on doing a bigger screen, like a 160.
Oh, nice.
And doing in walls, but I just can't bring it to myself to do it because I would want all matching speakers.
Do the in walls.
And there's just no way to do in walls anywhere except the front stage.
Oh yeah.
So that's where I'm like, at that point, it's like,
Well, you can't it's enough to timber match.
And plus I wouldn't be able to get rid of the whole front stage anyways. because I'd have subwoofers, if I had a dedicated space or a little bit, honestly, if the fireplace wasn't there, I would probably have already figured out a way to do it. But just the way everything is laid out, I had, doorways, fireplace, and then an open kitchen. And
So does
I just
SVS, do
can't.
they make in walls, or are you looking at a different? Are you looking at a different speaker
No,
for?
because I basically talked myself out of the in walls. I love the looks of in walls. That's
Hmm.
if I had a semi-dedicated space, even I would do all in walls just because it looks sleeker. And I mean,
Right.
sure, some people say, "Oh, you can't get as good a sound." I don't give a shit about it being, perfect. I think it would more people would be impressed of just walking in and seeing relative super clean and then listening to like, "Oh my, where's all that sound coming from? What in the world?" They wouldn't be like, "Oh, there's a 2 kilohertz diffraction I hear here, obviously. So, you must have bought the cheap ones."
I mean, there you go. The solution for the fireplace: just replace
Just
the damn thing, and you get
I
infinite baffle.
I have actually, because of my design theory and stuff like that me and Ton have talked about, is doing how you have the faux fireplaces that are like the LED and stuff, and it's basically just a heater that'll, that's
right.
electric heater at that point. Well, you could put one of those like horizontally in the top of what is a fireplace, and then under that, the whole fireplace become a giant subwoofer.
That would be nice.
And then
You know.
basically you just have the porthole down at the bottom that looks like the intake of a normal fireplace, but that would actually be the
Yeah,
port.
you've thought this thing out.
Yeah, you thought about it, but
It's all this thing's always turning in, but the
Well,
problem is it keeps bumping into itself. It's like, oh, what? Oh, two ideas.
so let me ask you this: how difficult would it be to build your front wall out a little bit to give you room to put some
I
I
have
guess
a
non-ported speakers
full.
in there?
I thought about that too, but it wouldn't be deep enough because the windows, the whole wall on that side is just a giant window. I mean, the windows are 7
On
feet tall.
your front screen side, on your
On,
screen side.
so I have the screen, which is a flat wall and has a giant
Mhm.
doorway with a 7-foot opening. But then on the right, I literally only have maybe 6-7 inches before it hits the window.
I see.
So that the right side of my room is fireplace and just solid glass.
I see.
Basically. So that it wouldn't be worth it to bump out for. I'd have to get some, because I thought about that too, because that would be my perfect solution, is just have 3 tower speakers behind a screen, but I could do it, but it wouldn't aesthetically look like it.
What's on the back side of that wall? Is it like a hallway?
No, it's another bedroom, but I can't really move that any because the doorway's there, and if I did, I probably could do something weird with insetting maybe the 3 speakers only and making
Is that a
look
spare
like,
room, or is that something you use all the time?
No, it's a spare. It's a guest room.
yeah,
Oh.
that's my M-Wave room, man. Don't go in there doing
Hey,
nothing. right
you'll just
there, man.
that when Paul plays the movie, you will get airflow from the ports, so you'll have instant instant fan.
You'll get all the bass. Yeah. Yeah, but see, with the depending on the speaker that I would get,
Oh boy.
I couldn't push the wall all the way back because that's the doorway. And then I couldn't push the doorway anywhere because there's the bathroom. So that corner's kind of locked. I've thought
We'll get a
I've
tour
thought
of that
about
later
some
and
things.
get a tour of that later and see if we can work through the architecture for you. Ike, what you got building in your house? You're doing some construction and stuff over there right now. You kind of mentioned
I think I'm done with the whole building thing, right? So finally expanded to 9.6.4 and did I ran Act Genesis for the first time ever yesterday, and I think I shared the results in the Facebook group. A couple of things that need to be cleaned up, but I just wanted to test and make sure my speakers work. And a shout out to Special, was it Spatial Audio Calibration Disc? Yes, that helped me to be able to test and make sure that my speakers are working as expected. So I was able to
Nice.
do that. So I think construction wise, the theater is done. If I try anything else, my wife is gonna sit me down for a conversation.
You gotta know your limit, right?
Yep, I gotta know when to hold
That's
on, when to walk away, and
When to
when to
pull
So
literally
them.
run. So
so we talked about it prior that you had a little issue with your projector. What's going on with that?
so it is getting replaced, and
Okay.
I have the replacement on the way. So
Oh, very good. Very good.
yes, it
So I'm
is.
sure
now
there's going to be some excitement on the channel for that.
Yep.
when you say replacement, do you mean you're getting a new one or
Yes, I'm getting
they?
a
Oh,
brand
okay,
new one,
gotcha.
a different company, a
Totally
different
different.
brand.
Okay,
I'm not
okay,
going back to the other one. Not
yeah.
names mentioned, just in case. But yeah. So I have a new one, and I'm excited, looking forward to it. So
Oh, very good. Very good. I'm glad to hear that. You
yep,
know, I know that you were at sorts of what you were going to do with that. Just us talking offline. You
yeah,
know.
yep. I had to take the hard road. That's a behind the scene conversation, but I had to I had to pick my battles on this one. So I played a
Def,
long game for this one.
definitely understand.
Yeah.
Definitely understand. So Jonathan, we talked about 200 terabytes. What are you going to be using this 200 terabytes for? And you know what started you down this rabbit hole?
Um, it started like a while back, and then I took a break. My brother and I have over the years gone in on a physical media collection together that's kind of obnoxiously large. He stores it at his house, mainly because I don't have the room for it. But I mean, so I started ripping onto a smaller NAS, and then like Paul, I think Paul remembers, like, because he was helping me set that one up. And some of the discs that I was trying to do, just he was like, "That's just obnoxious." Like he'd Google it because it was like some horror movie he had never heard of, and it was like a special Japanese import DVD that was like selling for $2,000 now that my brother bought like imported 20 years ago or something.
Yeah,
But
I was
like
like,
it's
man,
really random
that's
stuff that
quite the collection.
you're never gonna find to stream. And actually, so like my brother's going through. I mean, obviously I'm not going to be ripping. I'm only going to be ripping DVDs and Blu-rays because he has, I don't know, probably has like close to no, probably not 1,000, maybe 500 laser discs as well. But
Oh
he's
wow.
probably got 8 to 9,000 discs, and
Wow.
he's actually taking to organizing them finally because they were always just kind of randomly in like egg boxes. And so like now he's like organizing them, so I'll actually be able to grab specific boxes and sets of movies. And then
You you know there's apps that you a lot of people don't know this. There's apps that you can use to scan if it still has the UPC code on it,
yeah, no, he's
and you
doing
can
that.
tell it. Oh, okay, okay.
He's putting it
A
into
lot
a
of
data.
people don't know that. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
he's putting it
apps
into an
out
Excel.
there.
Well, he's putting it into an Excel. Yeah, I had that same program years ago for like uh, a different collection I have of. I used to collect wine, and it was the same thing. You'd scan the barcode, and the app would go and find like the vintage and like the going price for it and all that stuff for insurance
Yeah,
purposes.
yeah.
Because that's the thing. Like
That's
he has so much money tied up in that it's like he has to kind of have a rider put on his insurance for his house in case like his house blew up or something. So
yeah, yeah, exactly. And it's the thing that's nice about some of them. You can catalog because not everybody wants to put like you'll have some people do it by studio, by genre,
yeah,
alphabetical, by actor, by and some of those apps and they're all different. Some of them will let you do that and it'll say, "Hey, this is shelf A1, shelf, double Z2, and that way you'll know, oh, okay, blah, 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 and disc whatever order.
Yeah.
So they can
Exactly.
get
And
fancy.
I think he can add like what box number it's in. So then he
Yeah.
can find it as well. So, hey, Chana, what's going on, buddy? Been a long time. But yeah, no, so that kind of got me remotivated. And then so I was like, like I had a pretty small NAS to begin with, and I was just like, this isn't gonna last very long. And then so I was talking with Paul about it, and I ended up getting this one that holds 12. Well, it holds more, but 12 drives that I'm going to use. And then I wasn't going to start with a lot of them. I was just going to start with 3 so I could set up a RAID format. And then I was like, I might as well get another one. And then Paul was kind of telling me how, look, you can use it and you can add them later, but it's a lot more complicated to add discs later than if you just load it now and have it all set up and go with that. So I just kind of bit the bullet, and
Yeah.
I'm trying to.
I mean, what, you had like 3 to last?
No,
out
that's
of a
not true,
12.
man. That's not true. I had like 6 more to buy. I was only
Okay. My
but
bad.
I also was using. I'm also using, like, I forget. They don't call them refurbished. They call them something or other drives from Amazon, and they save
Yeah.
significant amount of money. And out of the 12, I had one that failed when I loaded it. I kind of may or may not have messed up a second one, and then but Amazon was great. Turned them right around, got them back. So now I'm finishing up migrating the rest of them, and it's supposed to be done within the next day and a half or so.
Yep. And don't forget to have a cold one on standby, unused. So if one of them fails in 3 years.
Well, once this is done, that I'm doing it. I didn't need the extra one sitting around. I let another paycheck hit my account before I ordered that one.
Yep. I know. Hey, I
Hey,
don't.
I didn't think you
It
had
hits my
paycheck
account tomorrow
limitations.
morning. I'll be ordering it tomorrow morning. It'll be here by Monday. By the time I start moving stuff over to it.
Yep. I don't like spending my money on stuff, but I don't have any problem spending Jonathan's money.
Yeah.
All right.
You're not my only friend who feels that way.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You did try to get me to change the RAID format, though. It was like,
Oh.
you got a lot of discs in here. We think you should go to at least a RAID 7.
Oh yeah. That's yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Don, do you want me to
quite
pull
the
up?
trade-off.
Do you want me to pull up the drywall? I know. You want me to pull up that screen share?
Oh yeah, we all want to
are
see
you-
that drywall, man.
Sure. I'm
we're
sure you want to
so
watch paint dry.
Are you saying we're so dry that you want to liven things up by showing drywall? Is that
Look
what
at
you're
that.
saying?
Look at the thing of
I'm just
beauty
trying to
here.
keep Don motivated, right? So we don't get into 2025. But, I'm getting him to commit to the internet.
He literally has until the end of April. Like, I'm not
No,
joking.
dude.
And we can tease him, but look at that. I mean, he did that by
He
himself.
is doing good.
I mean, I wouldn't even try to drywall a ceiling, let alone with that tray ceiling. Nope.
Yeah, I built all this myself, man. Every
Yep.
piece of it was built myself. And the only thing I got help with was the electrician. I came and ran the wires, and I did have someone come over to help me hang the ceiling, but it was myself and him, along with, I don't know if you can see it in one of these pictures, but I have a drywall lift in here, so we hung everything. That's the design that I want to do. I went too far there, but making progress. So I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. There was the drywall lift, actually, right there. So yeah, I mean, everything is, and I can't stand to work in a messy area, so I have to clean stuff up all the time too. So I'm due for a cleanup on the floor because it starts aggravating me. But yeah, man, I mean, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel now, so I'm steadily adding stuff, um, adding more. I should say not stuff, but adding more things to do each day in the theater, so that I'm like today I went in and I cut out. I have like this board here. All my three-way switches are going to be up front in that corner. I don't know if you guys know about lighting or not, but with the Control 4, you have to have like a three-way switch for the Control 4 switches. So all the main switches are going to be there up front behind a door, and then I'm going to have just a regular switch box by the main door coming into the theater. So, but yeah, it's cutting those boxes out. You got to measure and everything else, and it's definitely not fun. Let's put it that way. I as much as I like working on the theater, it's something that I recommend that if you can, to go ahead and sub out the drywall and the mudding and stuff like that. But I mean, I enjoy doing it, but I don't enjoy doing it as much as I enjoyed framing and everything else like that. So,
Yo,
but
look who we have.
Mr. Choney
Yo!
house.
Oh, there he is.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Man. Is there an F filter?
I know,
Have you
right?
activated the F filter?
Let me make sure my beep sound still works. 'Cause I might need that.
He doesn't know what fucking-
Charlie already has his. Oh, shit. That's a beep Morse code, man.
No, once China starts talking, it's just a solid beep, like a
Wait,
flat line.
Why am I seeing two windows of Paul? That is never necessary.
I know, right? That should not be happening, right?
Hey, the world knows, hey.
Oh man.
But yeah, that's what's going on in the Horizon Home Theater right now. I was talking to Chuck the other day, trying to figure out what I'm going to do with this door here, because I do want to have access to be able to get out in case of a fire. Trying to figure out
exit or something. What are you saying?
yeah. Well, that door right there, that actually leads to the outside. So that's like a back door. That's like a back door of a garage. Because
So would that be a double door? Would that be a double door done?
Yeah, I'm thinking about doing the double door there. I think that will be the easiest thing to do, because I was going to make some kind of plug to be able to remove and put in and out of there. But I don't know if there is ever a fire that I'll
You're gonna
be
make a
able to
plug for the back door,
Plug.
or you're gonna leave it open. I don't know what you're doing over there, Don.
I don't know.
I can just see Chana like editing himself.
Paul, and Paul's taking it there. Yes, literally.
That's messed up.
He was smiling every plug.
With every he was smiling.
He's like a proud dad. He's like, I introduced these knuckleheads.
They don't call them swing doors for nothing.
Oh boy. Yeah, so that's what I got going on. What's going on, Chana? How you been hanging there?
Oh, dude, I heard like the best speakers I've ever heard in my life, man. It was fantastic.
At NAM or somewhere?
What are they
Yeah.
called?
Yeah. Meyer Sound.
Oh,
Meyer
okay.
Sound.
I've heard of Meyer Sound. I've heard very good things about
it.
it.
Right? They were at
Meyer
CDN the
Sound.
last time.
Yeah, that's the system that Cinetopia, which now AMC owns. That's the theater that I used to go to.
Oh, yeah?
It's all Meyer Sound equipment.
Oh, dude,
all
there's
speakers and
they had this
channels.
21 sub, and it was the best demo room. Like, I was in the Genelec. We were in the Genelec room, 714, PMC room, and with we heard some. I got to hear my mixes, my Atmos mixes on these brand new $65,000 pair of Genelecs that were like ginormous, and then we go in these tiny little fives. It's like a dual 5 with like a 1-inch driver, Horner or whatever. Dude, smacking all those other speakers upside the head, dude. It was ridiculous.
Wow.
And
Do they
the
have
pair-
lanaries?
what's that?
Do they have lanaries? Were they lanaries?
No, they call it concentric. So there's two woofers kind of angled, like fucking like this, right? And then another one, I can't do it the other way.
Now
And then-
those were the theater versions, right? These weren't like home. Like,
No, these were PAs. These were like live sound.
yeah.
So I was asking for the theater.
I was gonna say they are some of the, but they're kind of like the JTR. They're as far
You
as
got a face for
looks.
radio. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly. It's. But
We're talking about Myers Sound or the Generac ones.
Myers
Oh, the
Sound.
sound. I mean, the Genelec ones look weird. We made a video about it. It's all weird. There's like a concentric driver, and then there's 4 like other speakers around it to like, I don't know, man. We have a new YouTube channel, so we put it on our new YouTube channel.
Oh, nice. Give a shout out with it. What's your new YouTube channel?
YouTube. YouTube.com/@Spatial Group. So we're doing a lot of our
Spatial Group.
Yeah. So we have a lot of spatial audio stuff on there. A few things from NAMM, because that's what we went to NAMM to look at, all the Dolby Atmos stuff. But that Myers sound room, dude. So like the dual 5s with the 12-inch sub, 2 of those, like 18 grand.
Oh wow.
And they sounded awesome. So
Yeah.
I talked to the guy and I was like, hey, we're I can't divulge too much, but like he's like, hey, let's make some content. Let's be friends. Is what the guy said. So I was like, oh, cool. So I'm gonna get some big bada boom going on with Myers Sound. So I can't wait.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like, see if you can
Yeah.
pull up the share
Okay.
screen for this.
Okay.
See, I'm looking at this 2100 LFC. Yeah.
Dude, we walked in there and it was like it was insane, the amount of like just like chest thumping, just fucking I was just like, what is this? And I put in I have a new video on my channel, searching for Dolby Atmos at NAMM or whatever, and I talk about it, and it literally was like we were walking around the show floor with earplugs, and then we walked into Myers Sound while they were playing some music, and it's like magically the earplugs were gone. Like everything sounded muffled until we walked into that room, and then everything was fucking crystal clear. It was insane. I was so blown away by these little dual 5 speakers. Like, what? Like, what?
That's awesome.
And it was this subwoofer and those two of the dual 5s. It was and if you could try to go buy this on like Sweetwater, it says call, which means it's too expensive.
Yeah.
Right. So this is mainly for studio sound, or is this something you think you can put together for a home theater?
Yeah, it's like for theaters and live venues.
It's for
and stuff.
theaters and venue stuff.
Yeah, theaters and venues. They have a new thing called Panther. I guess Ed Sheeran uses all their speakers on his tour or something like that. They have a bunch of artists that use this. They use their stuff. Yeah, but this 21-inch this sub was just nuts, dude, just nuts. And we listened to they had actually a really cool demo with music, because they just had a list on the screen, and he's like, okay, which one would you guys like? And I was all up in there, Daft Punk 15, let's go. No, like without hesitation. And then like the next song, they're like, okay, what's next? I'm like, Toto.
Africa?
No, I wasn't Africa. It was, I did a binaural recording on my channel. That was the other thing. We did binaural recordings of all these things. So even the PMC room and the Genelec room, on that Spatial Group channel, there's binaural recordings. So you can put on the headphones and kind of, I use the same track so you can kind of hear a little bit.
Comparative.
A little bit, yeah. For what it is. I mean, those rooms still aren't ideal, but it's funny. The rooms are like on the sidewalls at the Anaheim Convention Center, and there's this door, and it opens up into the demo room. So their booth is like real small outside. It's just
Oh,
like
wow.
a tape. And then you go in, but they had like 20-foot ceilings, but they had like a fully enclosed room, except for the ceiling. So pretty cool.
And they didn't complain about the room not being ideal.
Like the Italians did at CES and their $750,000 speakers. I was like, they're like, so what do you think? I'm like, yeah, I mean, can I play something with bass? And so they played a song, and I know like in here in this fucking cheap ass system, shit bangs, and I was just like, I was waiting for these low notes. So there's a song called here, can I share? I can share screen, right? I'll just
Sure.
put it on the screen. It's Stop Time by Walker and Royce. And when you get into like, the song's okay, but when you get into like the minute and a half, it gets into the breakdown. And that's when, so like somewhere around,
Yeah, let me pull it up. Pull up the.
oh, here,
screen
yeah.
share.
I'm sharing. You just have to approve it or whatever.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, somewhere like right around here, 1:30. It gets into the breakdown, and it is just nothing but like really low hitting. Like it just keeps going lower and lower and lower.
Right.
It's awesome. It's awesome. And like this system here can do that no problems. Whoa, what happened?
Yeah, not sure what happened. I think I screwed up my screen share. Let me try to figure it out. Yeah.
I actually heard that song in my car, and I have that Bang & Olufsen system with the 10-inch in the car, and I was like, wow, this is awesome. I got to try this at home theater. And it sounded great in here. But there, man, I was just like, I was waiting for it. They have 415s, and they're pumping 2,000 watts into each of these subwoofers. And I'm like, okay, here we go. And it's like, that's all. Yes, who's number 6 over there? What does this mean?
so
For 6.
So I always had the layout. I had the layouts for 6 guests, and now Scott joined. So I was trying to get him in as the 7th guest. So,
Oh, okay. Well, I bounced in.
no, you're good.
No, you're good. We're good to
You're
go.
good. We got it going now. So we got all 7 guests. So
Two more spots and we play Guess Who.
yeah,
Yes.
boy.
It's like the Brady Bunch.
Almost 4 people.
Yeah.
Right.
Shauna is the center square.
I don't know how I got here.
Are you saying he's the pivot?
He's the next.
Hey, I don't want to be in the center. Wait a second. Get me out of here.
Yeah, let him out.
You're the center of attention, Chatham.
First I thought it was cool. Then I was just like,
we
wait
know
a minute.
we know you like it, right there.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Oh boy.
What else? What else?
man.
Like,
So you had a good time at NAMM, and it sounds like I did see your video that you had. Where I put my binaural video that you had playing your mix.
oh yeah.
And everybody seemed to enjoy it, and that we're standing around, and I did check that out. So
the it's funny too, because like in the Genelec one, which is on the Spatial group channel, there were these 3 old guys, right? And Joe's getting the crowd reactions while I'm seated there, and you can just see everybody else is just, and these 3 old guys are just, they're like, no, they're just like, what am I hearing? And you're
they
seeing the
wanted to hear
Dolby
some Hotel California.
I guess,
look
dude.
like
Like
you're analyzing stuff.
You just needed more slow jazz in your mix.
well, the old guy doing the presentation before, he's like, those first hip hop records, they just put the kick and the bass and the LFE. And in my head, I'm like, yeah, that's where it should be. And we first were in this Genelec room the first day, and we're like waiting for this bass to happen because they have like 415s, these big ass speakers, right? These $64,000 pair of speakers. They had no, they had 5. They had 2 15s in each speaker, and then the center speaker was on a subwoofer stand. right? So it's just a big rectangle with another 15 in it. So they have 5 15s in this room, and then the bass comes, and I'm just like, oh, it's just so underwhelming. And Joe and I go to some other thing, and we're like, dude, what the fuck happened to the bass in there? I'm like, I don't know. And then when I played my mix, the bass was there. It's because these professional mixers aren't using the LFE to like just, they don't want the subwoofer working for some reason. I don't know. So the guy before I played my mix, so after I played my mix, those 3 guys, I was just like, I know that other guy was kind of clowning the fact that, you know, the hip hop Atmos mixes put the kick and the bass into the LFE. I'm like, that's exactly what I did, and that's why these subwoofers were actually working. And then one of the guys was like, oh, you know,
hence the reason why you have bass.
Exactly. So
That's something I'd like to learn. I mean, that's I know you guys, Joe and yourself, have recently been diving into that ever since that you started making the spatial audio CD that you have. I know that your history, you've DJ'd and
I've been making music since 2005. So I've been doing almost 20 years. So I'm not, this is not new to me. Like learning the software, Joe's like, can you just do it because you're way faster? He's like, can you make it do this? I was like, oh yeah, because I've been using this shit for years. Yeah, I mean, dude, I have original music and it plays in Australia in this TV show down there. I only knew because I got a royalty check. Yeah. So
very good.
I've been
very good.
For a long time. And
I miss your live streams, man.
What's up?
I miss your live streaming your gigs, or was it after the fact you'd put them up? No, you do live, right?
I did a 6-hour one like last Saturday, two Saturdays.
Oh man, I'm not.
They're on
those
Twitch.
notices.
No, it's on Twitch only because of copyright. The last time
YouTube started acting up, right? And they killed our vibe on the weekends, man. We used to rock to that.
No, I know. Dude, it was a lot of fun. YouTube, the last one I did on YouTube, they suspended me from posting anything for a week. So I couldn't upload anything. I couldn't post anything on community. I couldn't do a live stream. It was all because of that one thing. I was like, I guess it's over.
You can't deal with that.
Yeah. I mean, Twitch gets a little iffy when it's like so they call them a video on demand. Once your stream is done, it kind of just posts it on your page. Okay. And it says your VOD has like 30 instances of copyright. So if you hit play on the video, you'll see in the timeline a bunch of red, and those are all muted sections. There's like a little red here, little red there, little red there, little red there. Yeah.
What about TikTok? Can you do a TikTok live?
Yeah, but it's
they're pretty lenient with everything.
Yeah, but you wanna play it in your like home theater and shit. You know, you don't want to.
Yeah, that's true.
So with Twitch, like you got Twitch app on Xbox, you got it on Apple TV, so you can just put that on.
You need to figure out a way to do your DJ somehow through a Tidal or Qobuz or Spotify, where people have to.
You can do Spotify, can't you?
Spotify's.
But all you're really doing is sharing a playlist and then adding effects in the background, so you'll never get copyright.
Interesting. That's a good idea there, Paul.
Leave it to Paul to come up with a walk around.
I'm full of them.
Paul's riding the gray lines.
The Greyhound, the Gray Line, everything.
Greyhound.
It makes sense. It would probably be very difficult to initially implement, but hey, if it's just a playlist and it's people that are members of these groups, it's Spotify technically playing the stream, not, and they have the rights to all those royalties. So
TV/ I'm gonna put it in here, Jonathan, in the guest chat. There it is. There's my Twitch channel. I'll probably do it on what you call it. It's twitch.tv/. Who knows? I'm too old to be on Twitch. Fuck, dude.
I saw Lost Frequencies a couple weeks ago.
You did?
Yeah, I told you, man. He comes to the island where I built a house every New Year's. His uncle lives down the street from me, so he plays to like 60 of us. 40 of them are like his family and friends.
Dude, that's so
wow.
awesome. Yeah. Lost Frequencies is dope.
So what's going on, Scott? Welcome to the party. How are you, sir?
Not much. I had a little bit of late night work tonight, but I'm glad I'm still able to hop in here and hang out with you guys. And I hear we got another home theater tour tonight. Rich, are you doing a home theater tour?
Actually, I'm here.
Yeah, Rich is going to give us a little demonstration or a little tour of his home theater.
Did we just
here
lose
very
Jonathan?
shortly.
Excellent. Excited to see it.
I've
seen little bits and pieces of it from the Daily Hi-Fi.
Yeah, looks like he dropped off.
That island connection,
Yeah.
you know.
He had to go get his coconut water or something.
Gonna need some Starlink out there.
Sounds awesome. Hey, I gotta go.
I didn't hear that.
Thanks for we got dinner, and then
Good
No
to see
problem.
you, Shauna. I
Hanging out.
should be
Shauna,
able to make the Monday
before you
show.
run-
I don't have Lego.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good. What's up, Scotty?
I need to talk to you. Want to talk to you
He's
about the
listening.
IMF stuff because you have a much deeper understanding than I do, but I've been covering the news on it. So I want to pick
IMF?
your brain. I'll fill you in on the side after.
Impossible Mission Force? What? IMF team? Was what? Yeah, let's go. Dun, 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 dun.
It's a new
Oh,
spatial 3D container that's open source and free to use.
Oh, the one from Google?
Yep. So,
Oh, by the way,
I'm gonna
I
be-
got a demo of the Sony 360 reality audio with the 9 speakers up front. Oh, that shit was awesome. Go to my channel. There's a binaural demo of that. That thing was pretty crazy. I think that might be better than that.
I've heard good things about it. I have not heard one yet, though.
It's tough. Like, I'm gonna make a video about it because there's a lot of like limitations on how you can access it. Really, like you have to have, if you want it on a speaker array, it has to be on a Sony AVR, one of those new ones. Otherwise, you can get it on a speaker array. Otherwise, just headphones through Amazon Music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah. Just hit me up, Scott. You got my Facebook. You just hit me up.
I'm good, man.
I'll catch you guys later. Have fun. And have a great time. Thank you for having me on impromptu.
No problem. No problem. Thanks for joining us, Shauna. You're always welcome, sir.
Appreciate it.
Right on. Take care, guys.
Yeah.
Bye.
Later.
So I just text Jonathan. He may have just blanked his camera or something like that because he didn't say that he was leaving. But so Scott, what you got going on over there?
Nothing new on my side. You know, I did dig up a little bit of news, but no new home theater projects. It's been a pretty busy week of work. I wish I had more to share. I am running my theater on a battery pack. That might be interesting.
Oh, wow.
So I have about 2 kilowatt hours of battery power, and that's running everything from my projector to my AVR. So I can load shed, which it's more of a geek thing. I don't really need to do it, but it was fun, right? So it's all running on DC power. I have to do an AC converter to go to the AVR, but everything else is pure DC. And I'm getting about 6-ish hours of runtime off of it.
Oh, wow. So
about
whenever
4.5
the apocalypse
if I-
hits, you
if I
still can
crank
watch
it up.
movies.
So I was measuring my power draw. If I crank it up, I'll get about 4.5. So it's easily through a movie. So
Wow. So whenever the apocalypse hits, you'll be able to watch movies.
I'll be able to watch one movie, maybe 2.
Well, you said 6 hours, so you might be able
Well,
to get
if I keep the volume down, right? But come on. Come on, I'm driving 2 subwoofers. You want to turn it up.
Hey, what's up, Victor? Thanks for joining the show. Appreciate you. So you got some breaking news. Those of you that haven't subscribed to SC Audio, Scaudio, make sure you go over to his channel. He's going to be breaking some interesting news over there. One thing that Scott also brought up in our Home Theater Hub chat that we have. It's just a Facebook Messenger chat that we got. He brought up that Denon had a very nice coupon. Is that still going on? Do you guys know if that's still legit?
Yeah, I think so.
Ooh,
'cause
that
I
wasn't
put-
actually that wasn't me that brought it up, but
yeah, it was Jonathan on. I think it was Jonathan on the Youth Man show or so.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I did put something in my Denon cart, and I checked this morning, and it still had the discount. So,
Oh wow. So yeah, there's a 30% coupon going around for Denon,
yeah,
and it's pretty much everything Denon.
Yeah,
So
my
even the
asked if it
flagship.
worked on the Marantz, and I don't think it does. I was like,
Yeah,
oh
so
man, maybe I could squeeze some more money out of Don if I bought a Marantz.
yeah, so Jonathan, you're right. Jonathan did break that on Youth Man's channel, but I thought we had that in our home theater chat also. Somebody had mentioned it in our chat group that we got going on.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, there's also a new Cinema 40.
yes, I
Yep.
did see that too.
yes.
Yeah, that does look pretty nice. That's taking the flagship spot, right?
Yeah.
How
For
many
Marantz
channels
for
is that? Is it
AVRs.
11 channels or what?
Yeah,
Cinema
I think
40.
probably 13.
I haven't checked it out yet. I need to learn a little bit about it because, as you guys know, I do sell Sound United products. So, but I haven't had a chance to check it out yet. Let me see if I can pull it up and we can do some screen share here.
It's at 11 or 13. I don't remember.
So let me share my screen. Come on, pop up. All right, here we go.
Let me pull it up.
So it looks like it's a 9.4.
I
I'm
don't
not
see
sure.
your live screen. Where is it? Okay, I got it.
So yeah,
9.4.
looks like a 9.4. So 13 channels. I'm not sure if there's any further amplification options. You know how sometimes they'll amplify 9 channels, but actually decode 11.
It
You
should
may-
say
you
that
just-
in the description, right? It should be able to. I think I
Let's
saw. Go to
Man, that
features.
thing's as big as a couch.
It's got a mini fridge built into it.
That picture makes it look like it's as big as a couch.
It did.
I'm like, that was a bad. That's bad there. Guess you get your money's worth.
So there. I think
Let me go to specifications. I saw that. Yeah. Let's see what we got here. Of course, you got to drop them all down. So number of powered amplified channels is 9.
What's the processor channels?
So DTS, Dolby, IMAX Enhanced, Oro 3D. So it's got all the codecs. Inputs
9
and
channels, of
outputs.
course, for woofers.
Decent power driven, even on 2 channels.
So 11.4 out. So it does have the opportunity to expand
2 more channels.
2 more channels, just like most of them do. Yeah. So it looks nice. I mean, they're still sticking with that porthole cover for their digital readouts. I wish they would expand that a little bit
But
more.
I guess that's the new Moran signature.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there really any point of not having almost a full screen LCD or OLED on the front of those things anymore?
Yeah, I know. It's
block
just
it out when needed and leave some flexibility for displaying other things.
Yeah,
they want you
point-
to use the web interface.
Well, what they're trying to hold on to the heritage, which if they did an OLED panel, I mean, they're at the price point that they could do that.
They are.
They could do, a full front interface, and then in normal viewing or standby, it could literally have that same porthole view, and it would look just like it's actually a porthole still. So
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the porthole view. I mean, I do like their products. They do make very solid products. You, you're not really the beta tester like you are with all the other products that are out now, right? So, um, you don't wind up becoming their research and development. So
there was a few bugs in the A1H or whatever that people had.
yeah, but I mean nowhere near.
It's a high
nowhere
class. It's a high class regardless, but I mean
Yeah.
it's still a piece of electronics. But yeah, it's definitely.
I also hear that. There's a few bugs in the AV10 too.
Mm-hmm.
In the AV10, yeah.
I forgot what it was. I think something where it would default their settings on the EQ whenever they would do something, and whenever.
But that
I don't
price,
know. They did a
that
firmware
price
where it
point,
fixed some of the stuff. Yeah.
that price point for the Cinema 30 though, that's a processor, man. That's a HTP one or AVM
Yeah, at that
70,
point,
man.
it is close enough to where. But you got to remember, people just getting into this hobby might not want or have an external amp already.
Oh yeah,
And this
yeah,
could be
I
the
understand that.
feature.
Yeah,
That's the reason. But yeah, because I literally went down that same road this time, because the last, it was like I upgrade only every 10 years, it seems like. And I literally started calculating. I was like, well, shoot. Yeah,
But it should have pre-outs, right?
I'm only $1,000 difference going full pre-pro and all this other stuff. So
But it should have pre-outs, isn't it?
it does.
Yes, yeah. It has the pre-outs.
Yeah.
Yep.
All
11 channels of pre-outs.
Yeah, all RCA. It doesn't have XLR, but still just as good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it's 125 watts with 2 channels driven.
Which, whatever. That's standard.
Yeah, I guess I think Denon and Marantz usually, I think they guarantee like 60% with 5 or 6 channels driven, 5 or 6 channels going at the same time of that
Still have
output.
Composite input. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, when are they going to get rid of those component and composite inputs? So
hey, I like to play my SNES and my Sega Genesis.
Yeah, that's true.
So do they have 2.1 in here or 2.3? Okay. So 1080p. Have any of you ever used? And I wish that they would actually take some of this video out of some of these receivers. Have any of you ever used the upscaling on an AVR before for video?
No.
I use it for my Nintendo Wii and
Yeah.
other ancillary products, but not for like when I'm watching movies. But and now if it wasn't there, would I miss it? Not really.
Dude, if you're charging me that money, just put every damn thing there. Would I use it or not? Just make it.
I'd rather. I mean, yeah, I feel it's something that you could take out, and charge less money because.
But they're not gonna do that. That's not a thing.
They can take out CEC until they fix that thing.
Yeah, that's true.
yeah. For sure.
Let's see what kind of room correction
got
it has.
IMAX DTS.
Odyssey, of course.
It's got
Multi
that.
QX. Odyssey Multi QX is should be there.
It's even got that old ancient thing that nobody uses anymore. Or what is that? Oro 3D. Yeah, there it is.
Or Oro 3D. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also has Direct Live.
Yeah, direct live upgradability. So
yeah.
optimized bass reduction. So yeah, I mean, look, it's got everything that the other ones had. You know, what was the last flagship AVR that they had? Was that the
8015, I think Billy
The
was.
8015 was it?
Yeah.
SR 8015.
Yeah.
So just wondering what the differences between that one and this one might be. Probably 2.3 now, I guess, and
I think that one had more
Yeah.
channels, right? Wasn't that 13 channels?
The
I might be
And I
8015.
wrong,
guess
but
did that one have 4 super outs also?
8013 is
if
what you're
if
saying it
if it
was.
did, it would have been
8015.
ahead of its time.
8015.
Yeah, that thing is a SR 8015.
It's 11.2 channel 8K receiver.
Yeah,
I
11.2.
think it
Yep.
has I think it has the new one has IMAX and IMAX enhanced. That's one of the newer things that they're adding to everything.
Yeah, that price point was $2,400, so there's quite a price jump.
Yeah,
It does
Be,
have
be,
13.2 channel processing though.
yeah.
The
No, that's what
8015.
I thought. It was 13.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So
Okay, so I think, Rich, you want to join in on your phone so we can get to your tour? I know it's late.
Okay, let me try.
Yeah, and you can mute on this one, and then once you're ready, you can join with your phone, and we can get you on.
so looking at the old model, why he's doing that, um, has all the same codecs. It had IMAX Enhance. It had all.
Does it have IMAX
Yeah.
enhanced? I don't. It didn't originally come with it, and surely
Let me
this is
stop sharing this one,
firmware.
and I'll share the 8015 one. Let's see, share screen. 8015 share. So this is the 8015.
There was an 8015 and there was also an 8015A, and I think that one had the built-in 2 dot whatever 2.1 HDMI or whatever.
11 channels, 140 watts, so the wattage went down. So yeah, IMAX Enhanced, Dolby Vision, or Dolby, True Dolby, Dolby Atmos, Oro 3D. Let's see. I mean, it probably didn't have the direct ability to upgrade to
Was
direct.
it Dolby? Because there's IMAX Enhanced, and there's IMAX DTS or something like that. I wonder if it had all those. Anyways, so we're waiting for.
Yeah, no, that's, so this one had 140 watts with 2 channels driven. So I'll have to dive a little bit deeper into this, like I said, because I'm a dealer for all Sound United products, but I haven't had a chance. This week has just been so busy for me to be able to do anything audio or theater related. So it's just been a little hectic, and I know Ike was telling me the same thing, that he's been pretty busy too. So one topic that I wanted to cover, you can stop sharing that screen, Ike.
Okay.
But one topic that I also wanted to cover while we're waiting on Rich is that a lot of these larger TVs have really come down in price. And seems to be a hot topic across everybody's YouTube channel. I know Villaman made a video about it. I know Michael made a video about it. But I mean, we got 100-inch TVs, TCL, Hisense, for $2,000 now, right? I mean, that's pretty unbelievable that we have these size TVs coming in at this price point. So I'm going to ask the same question Youth Man did, because it definitely sparks my interest. And this is something like I was talking about the other week, talking about the Trenoff. Technology is getting better, but their prices are going up, and they're using the same processor. Well, TVs, they continue to drop in prices. This has got to be a loss for them, to get you into the brand at $2,000 a TV. I mean, is this something that you guys would consider over a projector in your theater? Scott, how about you?
I don't think I would see it as a replacement for a projector in my theater. I would want a slightly bigger. Like if you're going the projector route, most of the people that are going the projector route are 120 or higher, right? But 100 is pretty close. Still not 120. There is a significant viewing difference between the two of them. The other part that makes it hard for me to make the flip is the placement of speakers. If I'm going to go with a large system, placing the speakers either underneath, you lose a lot of that flexibility. You can't utilize like an acoustic transparent screen. Some of my other concerns are how long are they going to last? Can they handle the heat that's kicked off from that back panel over time? We still haven't seen them running for any significant amount of time, so we don't know what the longevity of a TV that's going to cost you $2,000.
Yeah.
But
No, I can
however,
agree
it
with
is
that.
significantly cheaper than going, a high quality 4K projector and a screen, right? So you have to take that into account as well. So I'm kind of
Yeah.
on the fence. Like I could see its place. Honestly, like I had that in like the news part that I was gonna roll through today. I had a mention of the 100-inch TV because I mean, come on, like how could could you anyone ever imagine in their lifetime that we would see a 100-inch TV for $2,000? I mean, come on, we were
Yeah.
when HD TVs first came out, we were looking at $20,000 a pop. So
Rich, you're all queued up. You ready to go to the theater tour? We'll get back to this question in a minute. I don't want to hold you up on the tour. You all ready with your phone? Ready to go?
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, I am. You can go ahead.
So, let's see. Do you want to join in?
It says
Or
waiting for host.
okay, I don't see that request.
Reach
So
two.
Yeah, I
Reach
don't
two.
see the request. Can you just hang up and try to join back in? Let's see. It didn't come in.
Or hold a minute.
no problem. We'll continue with the question while we're going on. Paul, what do you think about the 100-inch phenomena?
Well, it's great for projector people because that just means prices of projectors are going to have to go down to be because let's face it, they're pretty priced up for what they provide. Now, granted, they're
Oh yeah.
amazing pieces of equipment, but
especially when you're talking the UST projectors, which are generally a little bit smaller of a screen than a short throw projector,
yeah,
right?
yeah, and you're looking at $5,000 for that. Yeah, it's just.
Yeah, I think the
But
AWOL combo is somewhere around $6-7 for their screen and
so
Very
the
difficult to justify that.
the advantage, well, there's several things that you have to take into consideration. Number one, ultra short throws, although they're difficult to set up in a manner of positioning because you have to get them precise, but there's really no weight and there's not a lot of danger of a screen falling off and hurting someone. Projector, standard projector, whether it's acoustic transparency, which speaker placement is a thing, versus mounting a projector somewhere, that has to be taken into consideration because a lot of people don't have the skill set or the patience or even the desire to climb in your attic and actually mount a support beam, etc., and run power to a random spot in the ceiling, etc.
right.
So those are big factors. So the TV is the simplest, and what everybody right now is thinking, oh yeah, that's the easiest and the best. But the reality is, I know people want bright and they want the best black levels, right? But a TV of that size is going to, if it's going to be color accurate, it is going to be so bright. It is going to be burning your retinas in a standard living room, even if it does fit. And that's another question is people that are going projectors, generally they'll have a space where they can get 100, 110, 120, because that's kind of the sweet spot. Anything larger than that, it's very uncommon. But if you don't have a way to mount it on a wall, which is rather, also now you're getting into, well, you might as well mount a projector and have a 150-inch screen, type of deal.
Yeah.
But the price is, that's still making it, most people are going to go towards, the best bang for the buck, and it really is. But the first TV that falls over and kills a kid, I mean, because its weight is one thing, because we have projectors that are extremely heavy, right? But they're not these giant, you probably will have people that will be sitting them on entertainment stands, and then they'll get bumped, and now you have all this weight that's way up, in the air, as opposed to just in this little box. And the other thing to consider is, obviously longevity, which, let's just say that's neutral. But when it's time to upgrade, you don't just take a 40-pound or 30-pound projector off the ceiling and put it in a box and take it somewhere. You're going to have a truck and people manage your TV installation. There's no way, like, I did all my own install myself, screen and everything, 150-inch, the projector, all of that stuff.
So
Well,
let's hold on that.
We'll
Yeah,
continue
let's
this.
go
We'll
back.
continue with this. Yeah, let's get Rich going on this theater, but because I have some thoughts on that also.
Yeah,
So,
so
Rich,
we got you, Rich.
You
talk
got
to
me
us
now?
about what you got
Yeah,
going
which
on in
audio
your
do you
theater.
want to use? You want to use the phone audio, or I got to mute one of them?
You can mute. I'll mute the phone.
Okay. Okay, we got you now. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Let me see. Should I turn it this way?
It's
Yeah,
good
that's
that
good.
way.
great.
Yep.
All right. This is my front stage. Right. You have my center channel up there. And I'm a TV person, so I have a television. There's a 65-inch.
Okay.
My left and right speaker.
What
Those are
TV?
10.
What brand TV are you using there, Rich?
It's a Hisense U8K.
Okay.
Right.
So one of the brands we were just talking about.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's one of their flagship models.
Yeah.
I have it for a year now.
And how are you liking that TV? I mean,
It's
are
good.
you
It's very nice. It's very nice.
very good?
Right. To the left of my left speaker, I have a monitor for my security system. Right. To the right, I have another TV which has a multi-view with other sources on it. I have a couple of sources. I have my NVIDIA Shield. I have the zidoo player. I have a Chromecast. I have a cable box, and I also have a zip PD somewhere around there. And my
Oh, okay.
accuracy RZ70 is also down at the bottom there. All right. Am I going too fast?
No, you're good.
Okay, cool. So now I'll go around to my left speaker. There's a sound panel right there. Two panels, one with a picture, one without.
So the treat is that room treatments that you got hanging on the wall there?
Yeah, it is. They're both room treatments.
Okay,
Did
very
you-
good.
Right.
Did you make the room treatments yourself, or is that something that was purchased?
No, I hired it out.
Okay, very nice. Is that like 2-inch or 3-inch, 4-inch room treatment?
For the top one is 2 inch, the bottom one is 4 inch.
Okay.
Right, and there I have my left surround going around to my back surrounds. That's the back left. It's a dipole. All speakers are fluence.
So they're all
Then,
timbre matched. I like that man cave sign. That's pretty nice.
Yeah,
oh,
I
that's
recognize
also
that.
room treatment.
Oh, that's also a room treatment. Nice.
That's room treatment, right?
Oh, that's cool. Where did you get? Did it come with the imaging, or was that something that you had custom order?
No, I custom ordered the image and then they put I made a treatment with it. Right.
Yeah,
Then you
that's
have my right surround over here. Then now let me move back to show you my Atmos. This is my right Atmos speaker. It's also a bipole. My left Atmos, I only have point 0.2 for Atmos. So that's my left one
Okay.
over there. Also a bipole.
Very nice.
Then I have there's a curtain over here, but there's also two sound panels, two absorption panels behind it. If you can see, there's one
Okay.
there, one above.
Yep.
Then I go back around to my monitor.
So talk to
Also,
me about that
also
multi-view that multi-view that you got going on there. What is that? That's actually what is the make and model of that device that you're using to get that multi-view?
okay. The make is Orei, OREI, and I don't remember the model number, but I think Orei makes about two or three of those multi-views.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I'm interested in one of those because I'd like to do one of those in my theater also to throw up
I
on
can,
up on a
can
large
send,
screen.
I can send the model number to you also.
You said it's called ORI?
OREI.
EI.
OREI.
Right. I also have
HDMI splitter. Okay.
for my point one, I have four subwoofers, two at the front and two at the back. That's one at the front in that left corner. There's another one at the front in that right corner beside my son's toys.
Yep.
And there are two near field behind the seating positions.
Oh wow! Can you
All
show us the
budget
near field?
all
What
budget
model?
subwoofers, they're Polk SW10s, all budget.
Okay,
nice.
that's great. Are you running Polk for the near fields as well?
Yes, they're all the same subwoofers. All four
Okay.
10 inches. I plan to upgrade these to my new favorites, which are the uh what's the name again? They are the um oh my god, I keep forgetting this name now. They are the speed woofers, right? Speed woofers
Oh, the
10S
RSL.
MK2. Right. I was thinking of trying to use two Stark 15s, but it's gonna be more difficult for me to get the Stark, so I'm waiting on the next shipment of speed woofers so I can get those in.
Now you're in another country, correct?
Right. So it's kind of difficult for me to get some of the stuff sometimes, but I can get them in. But it's just a matter of time. It's gonna take me probably about a week or two to get them in.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you have to special order them, or use like a delivery company to bring them into your country?
No, I just send them to a shipping company. I just buy them and ship them to a shipping company, and they take them in for me.
Okay.
So I'm looking at these switches here. This OREI switches. They're not too expensive for to do one of these. It doesn't seem like.
No, I think I bought mine for something like $60 or $70. I don't remember.
I was
So
expecting
the
a
one you
couple hundred
do,
dollars for these things, but
so
that's
the
You
one
can
you have,
do.
is it limited to 1080p or does it do the 4K? Because I think some of them only do
No, this one,
1080p.
the one I have is 4K, but there are some for 1080p.
Oh,
But the
okay,
one I have is
cool.
4K.
Cool.
So you have 4 different inputs on one screen. Is that what it's doing? Uh,
Yes.
Yes.
yeah. So you could do 4 different poster arts and stuff like that, which would be pretty
Right.
cool for 4 different. That would be fun.
So, what media players are you using again to view your content?
I'm using an NVIDIA Shield. I'm using a zidoo player.
Okay.
I have a Zapita, but it's not in use. But I'm also using a Amazon Fire Cube and a Chromecast.
Okay. So you had the you said the zidoo, correct? What? So do you plan on adding the Arvolution app to your Zapiti, or are you just going to continue with the zidoo?
No, I'm just going to continue with the zidoo. I think I prefer using the zidoo.
Okay, very good. Yeah, it's I'm not familiar with that product, but I do hear some good things about the flagship model that they have, and I think Zidoo is actually going to be compatible with the Arvolution app also. And I don't think they're going to be charging anything. I think they're going to allow for that, allow for you to try that app when you're Zidoo at no charge too.
Your 65-inch screen looks small compared to those giant bookshelf speakers. I was like, that's a 65-inch? Dang.
Bookshelves are
those
pretty good size.
bookshelves. Yeah, those are some pretty beefy bookshelf speakers.
Oh yeah. So how far back do you sit from your TV, Rich?
No, I think you're on mute, Rich. Let me.
He might have muted on his actual phone. Actually.
Yeah, you're mute. Yeah,
So unmute his computer or
I'm not
whichever.
able to
Other.
because he muted it. Right? You're.
Are you
Yeah.
hearing me now?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, we
hear
can hear you now.
Yeah.
I'm saying that I actually monitors, and I'm back about 8.5 feet.
Back in about 8.5 feet. Okay, very good. And your couch, do you have? You said you have the near field. Is that there? Is that like right behind the couch, or you have it pulled off a little bit from the wall?
They're about 6 inches behind the seat,
Okay.
from the behind the seat. I could probably get to one of them for you. Let me see if I can get one of them.
Oh yeah,
For
there we
you.
go.
See it just fine. Yeah, that's nice.
There's another one on this side.
Oh, you got it. Yeah. So you got 4 subs, man. You got that whole room covered. Yeah.
What's up?
Shoot, you don't even need EQ at that point.
You always need a little bit of optimizer.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
Rich, I know
that's a
you said
fantastic
you,
setup.
it is. It's an amazing setup. I know you said you're looking at getting new subwoofers. Do you have future visions of other things in your mind as well? Like, what would
Yes,
your dream setup be?
I plan to change the I plan to change the speakers on a whole, but probably not within another year or so, because I was looking at some other LCRs and surround sound speakers. Because I was looking at the Monolith. I think it's the
Okay.
960T series.
Yeah.
I was looking at the 960T series. They're very tall. That's my zidoo.
Oh, I'm gonna have to have you remind me of the interface because I reformatted my zidoo and I need to get the different interface file. I think I still have it. I just don't remember what
I
it's
can send
called.
that back. I can send that back to you too.
Yeah, I think I have it. I just need to remember what the name of it is. I was like, oh man, I don't remember where I put that. And I've got like literally 300,000 files on my NAS. So I'm like,
I
oh,
prefer
no.
I prefer using the zidoo over the Zapiti.
Is it because you just feel you know it better, or is that you feel it ran smoother?
That too, but I think it just runs smooth enough.
Very good. Yeah, I haven't tried it as do. I do want to buy one. They're for what they do, they're definitely they don't seem
And
to
this
be
loads, and this loads a lot faster, you know.
right, right. Yeah, they don't seem to be as expensive as the PD or the Arvolution either.
Well, they
No, they
can
are
So
not.
be if you get
They're,
ones because I think a
they're
lot of
far
the
cheaper.
Zapitis or Arvolutions are the ones with drive bays, you know.
correct.
So and the ones that Zidoo have, they can get, not maybe not quite as expensive, but yeah, they have like $1,500 ones and $2,000 ones, I think. So it just all depends on what you're looking for.
They do. They have the drive and the driveless option. The
It,
driveless
it,
option is obviously cheaper, and if you have a NAS or somewhere else where you're storing those movies, it makes complete sense.
it's
For some
basically like
people,
Zapiti, except for they still have the Zapiti Mini.
yep,
You know,
yep.
that's basically what it really is.
If you're
And
looking
they
for
have
something that includes everything, you can get it with the drive bay option and slide the drives in, and then when you back up your movie collection, you can push it directly to your zidoo and have it stored there.
yeah, some of them
Yeah,
have
I
nice.
have the Z9X Pro. It doesn't have the drive, so
Yeah, some of them have nice. The Z9, but the Z9X has a SATA
port,
slot,
right?
right? Yeah,
In
you
the
can plug a
older
SATA
model, the
right
For
new
the
in.
older
latest
one, the Pro
Pro
doesn't.
model
Oh,
does
the
not
Pro
have
model
it.
doesn't have that.
The
Oh, okay,
2023
okay.
model doesn't
Gotcha,
have
gotcha,
it.
gotcha. Yeah,
But
some
Ike,
of them
if
have
correct
like
me if I'm wrong, that
LCD
still has a
screens and stuff.
USB-C port on it. Is that
Yes, it
correct?
does. They just
Yes,
took
that's
out
three
the
of them.
they
That's
took
three of
out
them.
the, they took out the second HDMI. The
The
HDMI.
first
Yeah,
in they took out
Yeah,
they took out the HDMI in.
Yep.
yeah, and I haven't used mine, so it's like whatever, you know.
So for
Not
those
really.
of you that are new to the show, Rich is also a member of the Daily Hi-Fi, and he has provided us a tremendous amount of support on the Zidoo. A lot of us dipped into it after him, and
Yep.
he has taught us how to change the interfaces, update the firmware, utilize some different methods of running things on there. So he's been super helpful for all of us.
And
yeah.
the biggest thing that I took a leap on that you had mentioned was because it was the one because I have the older ZX9. The remote sucked on the it did, but I got the remote for the other one or the newer one, and it does work, and that made night and day difference on the
This
experience.
one, this one you got.
Yep,
Yeah. I
yep.
think you were
That's
the
the
one
one.
that told us about it, that we could swap the remotes.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was like,
this
oh,
is
done deal. I'm
this
getting
is
the
the new
new
one.
one because that's the one I have now, and it works way better.
So
So
we have a
Bodie, you
we have a
ask about the.
question.
Go ahead. Go
Now
ahead.
I was gonna read.
Like,
Bodhi is asking about how do you get the Revolution software on the PD?
Well, they'll have to give it to you, but I don't think they have provided it for any other device apart from the Revolution as yet. But they said they were going to do so. It's basically
yeah,
an APK which they're going to provide
Yep.
that you
yeah.
can
So it
start.
is available on the Zapiti right now.
Yeah,
You can go to Arvolution and download it. And what you do basically is you download it onto a flash drive, and then you plug it into the back of the Zapiti, and it will you'll load it on just like an app, and then you'll see it actually in the folder that says apps, and then you can open it up. But it is a subscription. It's like $50 a year for that. But to my understanding, it's going to be free to Zidoo and other players that are out there. I'm not sure, if that's going to remain true or not. The PC and Mac version of Arvolution is expected to come out very shortly here by the end of February, I would say. They're talking mid-February, but you know, it's I'm not it should all include, all your PCs and your and your Zapiti players for that subscription from to my understanding. So I don't believe there's a limit on them yet. Uh, But yeah, no, I'm interested to mess around with the zidoo. I've not. I know a bunch of people that once um, Sapedi had their issues, that a lot of people went out and they purchased the zidoo. So just because they didn't want to they didn't want to invest in something else that was, possibly the same thing that would happen to our evolution, since they're not affiliated. They're actually different owners and different people, but since it was kind of like the same product.
Yeah, and Gene, I see your question asking what the top of the brand. I think it's the UHD 5000. That is the top line zidoo player. I think
Yeah, and
it's
that
like
one
a thousand. It's
has
like $1,000.
yeah, and that one has the hard drives.
Yeah,
I think you can go down to the 20 or the Z2000 Pro, which is basically the same without the hard drives type of deal.
I think that particular unit has two hard drives. I have two hard drive base.
yeah,
The UHD 5000 does, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
has two hard drive base.
yeah,
It can take two 16 terabytes, I think.
yep.
yeah, which is quite a lot of space. And then the other ones, some of the other ones, I don't believe they have hard drive, like the
I
Do,
think
do,
the only one that does not have an hard drive is the Z9X Pro. All the others have hard drive.
Yeah.
oh, do they?
yeah, you can visit the zidoo.tv is their website if you're looking to check out the different models they have. You can see a list, their specs, what they have, their capabilities, and then how many hard drives you can put into
Let's
each.
go and share. Let's
I
go
think
ahead
a
and
better
share. I
site.
got it pulled
Well,
up.
I think
And
I think a better site to visit is one called futeko.com.
Yeah, that's where I
futeko.com.
bought it. I just put that link in the
Okay,
chat.
That gives you
perfect.
more details.
Yeah, that's where I actually bought mine because I think I was one of the first people to get the 9X Pro when it
You
came
were, I
out
was kind of
before the
jealous.
US,
I
before the
remember
US
that.
even
I was
got
like,
it. Yeah,
you had it out, and I think
yeah, I did an unboxing video of it.
you did an unboxing video. I'm like, how did you get your hands on that thing already?
Yeah, because I bought it at M-Wave, right? Remember?
Yeah, yes.
And I was like, I don't know if I trust the site and all that, but it wasn't out in the US when I got it. So,
Let me share that screen. I got it here. If you want to
okay.
share that screen.
Yes, let me.
All right, so I can stop sharing now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you
you
so
can.
much for doing that tour, Rich. Really
Yeah,
appreciate
I
it.
like
Yeah.
the multi-splitter idea. See, every time I always get some little nugget of something. I
I'm
might
gonna
have to
I,
add
I, I,
that.
I'm gonna send you the link for it, Paul.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I have that pulled up too. So we'll go to that next because I'm interested in learning some more, like which one you have and stuff like that.
Yeah, because I could see like a couple Raspberry Pis, like doing some movie posters,
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
one with an API doing just the movie that's playing, and one of them with the weather. If they're inexpensive, because yeah, that type of equipment it's just like anything. Example, I had a buddy of mine that had a faucet that was broken, right, and he had the little squeeze nozzle. He had taken the top off and just zip tied it to the end of the faucet because it was leaking and or didn't work or something like that. But I was like, man, why hadn't you replaced that yet? And he's like, man, I'm not paying $600 for a faucet. And I was like, man, no, you can go to like other sections, or even Walmart and get like a $30 one to just get something that works. And you just wouldn't think, oh, let me go to Walmart to get a sink faucet for $30 that will work. You only see, oh, there's $200-$300 faucets in the home goods stores, and that's the same thing with that splitter. It's like you see if you Google that, just raw, you're gonna end up $3,000 studio monitor, multi-screen, thing. And that's where I like about all these. You find these little nuggets that are like, oh yeah, this one company makes something that's works, and that's the other thing. If you know someone that actually is using it and experiencing it, because a lot of the times you'll see something that's like, well, oh, that's $100. There's no way that works because anywhere else they're like $3,000. But this is something that I'm interested in for sure.
I think some of the differences in the zidoo products, if I remember correctly, is that some of them have
Wow.
AV1 support and some of them do not, depending on the chipset
If you
that's
are
in that.
getting the 4K multi-view, the one that I have is substantially gone up in price.
Yeah.
Which one do you have?
The 4K multi-view that I have
Oh yeah.
is totally gone up in price.
Yeah, at some point I'm gonna try to upgrade to the 2600 for the zidoo, just so I could get the drive bay.
Is that the where's that one at on
I
here?
think
'Cause
it's
it doesn't-
it's even out of stock. The 2600 should be down the page. That one, I think that's the next step to the top, the most expensive one.
Okay, so this says tell me about the difference on the UHD 5000 versus the zidoo Z2000 Pro. What it doesn't seem
Well, the
like
5000 has 2 drive bays.
okay. Well, this says 32 gigs of storage in the Pro, so I would imagine
Yeah, and
that's
it also has a bit,
'Cause isn't
and it also has a bit of that inside of it. It's more geared towards audio.
okay.
Yeah.
So it's like
has
the
a bit of that inside
Panasonic
of it.
UB1000 versus the 820.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don, I'm going to share you share a website that could
Go
be
ahead.
of help.
I'll stop sharing. You pull it up.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, he
I
put
already
it
posted it.
in the chat, in the
Yep, in the chat there.
stream chat. You can get that one.
Oh, let me go ahead and pull that up. Open in a new tab. And then I'm going to have to stop sharing this one and then open it back up again real quick. So let me do that. Start sharing.
I thought you had
And
like
it's
5
this one.
monitors.
I'll
You
also
should
post
just
that into
share
the.
one.
I'll post that into the chat as well because that could be useful for the viewers watching.
All right. So, okay. Yeah. Comparison sheet. Here we go.
Yep, that's about as simple.
Man, they have a lot of players. I didn't realize they had this many players.
Yeah, that's
Some are
like
older.
I said, they're
Some
the
are older.
same. It's just they have the low and mid tier market where like Zapedi only has, well, they used to have a lower, but now it's just they have like the high end and then the high end,
Right.
So they don't have the.
Some of them are older models, because right now you have the Z20. The Z20 Pro is an improvement on the Z10 Pro. The Z9X Pro is an improvement on the regular Z9X.
I see.
Michael's
Yeah. So I can
question,
see that there's
can
on
you
this
use this like a
UHD
shield?
2000. There's it's got 4 gigs of DDR RAM versus 2. So that'll definitely help you with your screen wall.
Monsters. Yeah, exactly.
And you'll see differences from like Wi-Fi, the amount of memory that the device has. There are also some differences in the processor, which the newer processors have slightly different capabilities from the older processors. And
Now,
you'll
do
usually
these
notice
decode the
the
video
difference
playback
from
for this?
the
Will it?
HDMI out. That has a lot to do with the processor, as well as the encoding not encoding. The video decoding can differ from the different processors. If you scroll down to that section, the processor is the main portion which would allow what movie encoding that it can decode.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to look for.
Same with
Will
the
this
audio. Yeah, video and audio decoding is going to be based on the processor type that's in there.
so supports pass through? Pass through.
I think
But yeah,
I
no,
think
I was looking to see how do you, when you're ripping your movies, Rich? Are you ripping them MKV? Are you ripping them ISO? What does this particular player play BDMV files? Do you know?
I think it runs everything, man.
It'll run everything.
Everything.
yeah, it runs everything.
It runs
It
everything.
runs every single format. Every single format.
Anything you throw at it, it's able to chew it.
There's
Oh,
a
very good.
couple, and I think Chana has had this issue. There's a couple
There can be
based
Yep.
BD. I forgot what it's called, but some ISOs or BDMVs that are chapter based aren't readable. Which any movie that's not going to be any standard movie that's not going to be the case. But I think something like, and I'll have to test this. Something like I have a couple animes, Batman animes that are choose your own adventure type of deal. Something like that may not be able to work. Like it may stop at a certain spot, or it may read the wrong chapter as the main menu, and it'll be like some extras movie or something instead. So, but your standard movies, I have not had a problem with that. So.
Another thing to note on the zidoo players, I noticed a significant difference. If you're running a NAS or storage device and you have all your movies, say in your rack or in your closet or somewhere away from your TV, and you're feeding that back to your zidoo device, you have two options of how you connect the device to that system, and it's usually NFS or SMB.
Yeah.
The SMB choice performs significantly better than the NFS choice.
All right, I'm going to stop sharing this. I want to move over to this Matrix device that he's got. Let me stop sharing this.
But the nice thing about the zidoos are they're basically open source devices. You can
do whatever you want.
Whatever you want if you're willing to.
Yes, they're Android. Android devices.
But I think I would still use, just referring to
They're
Michael's
open source
question,
Android.
I would still use NVIDIA Shield for Kodi, man. I think to me that's still the best player for Kodi. So.
You still use Kodi, Ike?
No, Michael was asking.
I haven't used Kodi in ages.
No, Michael was asking if you could launch Kodi. I have it set up, but I haven't used it, man.
Well, this uses Kodi or something like that in the background. That is the actual back end, or it may be because that's like open source as well. But it's it's their version of that. So I
want to know what they're doing, because I tried to implement the Kodi with the ability to read ISOs, and it was pretty flaky. So whatever their magic sauce is to smooth that out, I wish I knew.
It's the driver, I believe, so there's some sort of kernel that they have loaded, because I loaded Plex on mine for a while, and it seemed like it worked, and then it just went flaky, and it just would stop randomly in the middle of a movie. I was like, oh, okay.
Looks like
go back to the default config here.
Looks like Michael Squires is running Kodi for ISO. So I know that we talk to Michael once in a while. We'll have to hit him up and see if he knows some secrets that we're not aware of. Maybe we can share that next time.
Mm-hmm.
So which of these Matrix players are you using, Rich?
Let me see the ones you have here.
One? Let's see. This one is a 4x4, 4K, 60 hertz.
Search for not Matrix. No, don't use Matrix. Search from HDMI multi-view. Matrix are different from the multi-view.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
There's
I
a
don't
Search for
see.
search. There's a search at the top of the.
HDMI multi-view 4K.
Multi-viewer. Here we go.
Yeah, there's the 1 and the 2. So.
You have the 4:1. I think you have some of that can process 9 inputs into one also, you know.
Oh wow.
But I don't think that's the Ori brand. That's another brand.
Yeah, because I didn't see the. I didn't when I went to other products here. I didn't even see the multi-viewer here, so they're not advertising this very good on this page. Splitters.
Yeah, that
Switches.
stuff would be good for game day,
You,
man. Like
you want me to send you an Amazon link for it? For the one I have?
Let me type in multi-view here. Quad multi-view 2x1.
You also have different brands, you know, but I choose the Ori brand because that's the one I have. I'm used to that one.
It's a matrix, right? HDMI matrix.
Yeah. Well, multi-view because I was on Matrix, but
I think the Matrix is different from the multi-viewer. The Matrix is a switcher.
Gotcha.
look at Scott putting his background up and everything. I like it, Scott. Promote, man. Promote it. Promote the channel.
No. So live home theater hub news. Something a little I threw together today.
There we go.
That wrong side. Wrong side.
I like it.
Today on
News.
brought to you by Scottio.
It's
That's right.
Scottio.
So Don hit me up. He was like, "Hey, are you going to do the news again?" And that seemed to be the last few times I was on there. Like, what's the news, Scott? So I started to prepare.
There we go. I like it. I like it, man. I know we chatted privately, but look, you guys all know that we kind of touched on this a little bit earlier. We just want this to be a community where people jump in and jump out freely as they want to, and once they get the link, and
I know me and you can play off of each other on that, Scott. Today on the news. Now, over to you, Paul. What's the
So I do have a news bit ready, and some of it.
Well, let's do it.
You want to do it?
Heck yeah!
All right,
do it.
our first round.
All right, I'm going to stop sharing.
I was trying to find.
Yes. Hold on, real quick.
I sent you. I sent you a link for the multi-viewer.
Oh, let's check out
And
the
the Facebook.
I don't want to.
Let's see.
Do you want to share your screen, Scott? Yeah, I'm
Do I
losing
want to share my
voice.
screen? No, I was actually just going to roll through it, and if just like kind of keeping the news brief, right? Like we don't need to pull up websites. If there's something that catches you guys' eyes, then we can look it up. But I literally whipped this together. I was like, I started this earlier, and then I got sucked into work, and I'm like, all right. So I just have a text-based version. I don't have the links or anything ready, but yeah, it's up. I can roll with it. We can go this direction.
Well, can you get into your weather girl outfit first?
Ooh, wait.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have my hat. Oh, I was like, I gotta put my hat on.
I almost need a weather map, right? And then tag like the different articles, like over here.
Get your pointer.
Here we go.
Hold on.
There we
How's
go,
that?
Mr. Wiggles.
Wild weather here. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. That'll work, right?
Absolutely.
All right. Let's roll. Let's do this. So
Let's do this impromptu.
Impromptu weather news. All right. Let's hit this. There we go. We got the official screen up. So this week, I feel like I was tricked a little bit. I got FOMO. So I was watching Stop the FOMO, which is ironic because you just shouldn't get FOMO from watching Stop the FOMO. But there was that 100-inch 4K TV. You would think something like that was going to be like $10,000. But you know what? It was on sale. $3,000 off and only 2K. Here I am getting all excited, going to buy something I didn't even need. I went to Best Buy's website, and guess what? They are currently all sold out. You can't get the deal. FOMO, I love you, man. You make great stuff. But, man, my heart broke today.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Yeah, the same thing happened to me when I looked at that. Looked for those
It was like
those deals.
you saw it,
Oh,
you crapped your
man.
pants, and then you saw the out of stock, and you're like, dang, I crapped my pants for nothing today.
Oh man.
Oh,
So
man.
another news item, IMF, which is the new spatial 3D audio that's open source and developed by Google and Samsung. Every day I feel like they're coming out with something new. They're really moving forward quick with this. They announced integration with FFmpeg, which is going to allow encoding and decoding. There were also some hardware announcements from Samsung and Google. They're potentially looking at, as soon as the end of the year, to have this in some of their products, such as soundbars, TVs. And they also announced the ability of some of their legacy hardware potentially could get firmware updates which would allow it to process and play that. IMF is also supposed to be on YouTube by the end of this year. So YouTube is actually looking at implementing 3D spatial audio by the end of this year. So what a great combination. You have YouTube, you have a Samsung device. I know it's kind of, we're not so much soundbar / TV guys, but it's stepped forward to enhance what audio a lot of people have, right? Not everyone has a full dedicated theater system. And if these devices and this technology can make it sound better, it's just improving the audio quality and the movie watching or whatever you're into, that little bit of extra performance, which is very enjoyable for everyone. So on other news, Bank has made its short throw 4K gaming projector available in the US. It's the X300G. If you were lucky, and my speed at getting you this news didn't suck so bad, you could have filled out a form and received 6 free games on multiple platforms like the Xbox, the Switch. And that they didn't just have it for that projector. If you had purchased a projector in the past, which were 3 different models, the X3100i, the X500i, and the X300G, you could have got some free games. I failed on that one pretty hard.
Hey man, look, I didn't even know they had a gaming short throw out, so that's pretty awesome. I know that that was some of the problems that you run into when trying to use a projector for gaming is the latency. Do you know what did they talk about the latency on that one?
They did, and I didn't write it down, so I failed again. Man,
No, you're good, man. We'll look it up though.
we
Thank you
can
for
look it up
bringing it
though.
to
I
our
have the model
attention.
numbers. We can pull them up after this.
Absolutely.
So Google's been kind of on a roll. They announced a new functionality on their Google TV platform and a new enhancement on YouTube. So I don't know if you guys ever wanted to be annoyed, and you can now, I guess, enable call notifications on your Google TV with the latest firmware update. So, when you're right in the middle of a brand new movie, you can get that sweet flashy notification saying, hey, you got a call. It's the latest spammer. It's waiting for you to pick up the phone so you can validate your credit card and get that UPS shipment you've been not waiting for.
That sounds like some old Xfinity technology that they had, popping
That's
up
right.
the
It
phone.
sounds like they're kind of recycling some old stuff. That really, do you want to be interrupted? I know I don't want to be interrupted when I'm watching a movie or watching a TV show. Definitely not by a phone call these days. Everyone pretty much texts beforehand, right? So
Absolutely.
on the YouTube TV side, it was announced that it now has what's called 1080p enhanced mode. And this is leveraging the new VP9 codec. So you're going to need a 4K TV to play it, and it will enhance your HD TV experience.
I feel like I've had that for a few months now, right? I think I've seen it a couple of live streams. Maybe it was like before the public release, but
It's been available on YouTube, but I guess this is new and moved over from YouTube into YouTube TV.
okay, yeah. Oh, nice.
So another announcement for YouTube TV is that it's going to be streaming all NFL games in 1080p coming very soon. No specific dates, but it's coming. That's all for the news, guys. I don't have anything else.
Well,
food for
thank you,
segment.
Vanna, for that fantastic.
We've got food for thought segment here.
Let's bring it over. Let's bring it over to I don't know what your name is, but let's go with it.
That's mental. Mental. Thanks, Scotty O. That's a great overview of the news today. And you know me, I don't give a care about nothing, but I always have food for thoughts. And we made the discussion earlier today about 100-inch TVs, but in contrast to that, food for thought, Hisense did announce the 2000 nit, not lumens, ultra short throw that they're partnering with Barco.
Dude,
technology.
That's why you have your safety glasses on.
And the other thing is Plex has announced that they're looking to start renting movies and TV shows.
Yeah, I saw that, right?
They have to implement some DRM stuff, and that's kind of a direct contradiction of the self-labeling, self-librarying system that they have for consumers today. So again, just basic food for thought today. Mental out. Have a good one, guys.
You bring up a good point. Plex has actually been pivoting, for a while now. I've seen this for a while that and I'm not a Plex user, but like if you go to their page, it talks about, it did start talking about streaming almost like a year ago, about getting some of these services. So, hey, I mean, maybe they see the end is near.
Well, so what they want to do, and it's actually a smart business move, they want to be, and the idea is good, they want to be the forefront of a singularity interface. Their position right now, they want, you want to rent a movie? It's on these 10 services. You might not have one of those services. And then the interface will allow you to say, well, don't show me anything from, Amazon or Netflix because I don't have it, but maybe show me Hulu or Disney or whatever.
Right.
And so that's what they've done recently, and they've gotten better at it. So anything on your own personal collection and your own music library, anything that you have yourself, and or some of your, and this is where the DRM thing will get kind of sticky, right? Because I go to Scotty O's house, and Mental might want to borrow a movie, and I'll grab the disc and bring it back, watch it, and return it, right? Well, you can do the same thing digitally through Plex. That's going to, and right now appears to be, a direct contradiction to what they're signing with these studios. So I might search for a movie. If someone's sharing their stream, if you would, giggity, don't let them cross. In this new model, they want to obviously partner with the studios. And again, they have to do something like this, that you can't just have a lot of engineers working and providing, lots of features for, 150 lifetime or $5 a month, income type
There's
of
only
deal.
so far they can take it without bringing in additional revenue. And I
Right.
understand that. My fear is the direction they're moving could potentially make it more difficult to utilize Plex as a platform to play back your backed up.
Yeah, my biggest thing that I enjoy about Plex is my own movies and being able to watch them on the go without having to download them or send them through FFmpeg or whatever and take 30 minutes a movie. I can literally just say, I've got all these movies and the control, which I know a lot of the streaming providers also allow this too. But again, I just never know if it's still going to be there by the time it's literally that toxic to me in the availability environment is, I may go on a trip this week and by the time I land somewhere on an airplane, well, oh no, we no longer carry that series. Like what? Like, oh yeah, we sold it to, Don's Dungeon Theater,
It's Dungeon Theater. Don, new business, huh?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. I've already trademarked that name, so don't try to get it.
You're gonna have to put that wig on from the other week if you're gonna start advertising that.
Don's
that's for
Dungeon
sure.
Theater. Yes, it's got swings and everything.
I didn't go there.
Oh man, every chair has its own ball gag.
Well, Scott, thank you for putting
Fine.
together that news. We definitely appreciate that. And
Yeah.
Mr. Mentor, thank you for joining us on this.
Mental, not mental
mentor?
doesn't mentor anything. Nah, mental the whole time. Look, it even says it on my hat, I think.
All right.
Mentor.
Mentor.
It
Okay.
looks like
Yeah.
if someone threw you towards my hair,
We'd
you'd
get stuck.
stuck.
It's Velcro, man. We're Velcro. Yeah. All right.
All right. We got to make sure to separate you two guys at M-Wave when we're joining. So I'm going to share my screen because Rich kindly provided us this Amazon link here. I'm sure it's to his Amazon affiliates, but
No, it's not.
Well, you're not a
I'm just-
YouTuber if what you're promoting and you enjoy doesn't have an affiliate link.
Yeah.
Sure. So here's this.
How does that measure, Paul? How does that measure?
In pennies, unfortunately.
Yeah. So this is the multi-viewer that Rich is using in order to get 4 sources up on the one screen, and I'm definitely going to be pressing add to cart after this show. I do want to make sure that it will do 4K. I saw another one on their website that I'll switch to here. Stop
It
sharing.
says 30 hertz though, so
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. There's another one that
again, that's
that
just
has
for a
60
display.
hertz.
That's more than enough for
Well, for like a
movie
like a split
poster and
display.
stuff. Like what I'm thinking about doing with it, yeah, I have no problem.
See, that's the one for 30 hertz, but I
Yeah,
think there was another one for 60 hertz
I mean,
also.
if you're using it for like football games and things like that, then you're not gonna get it in 4K 60 anyways. So
Well,
No.
that's
Yeah.
true.
yeah.
Yeah, I saw you celebrating early there, Scotty-O.
Yeah,
I was nail biting to the end until it.
You're usually the
Until
first
it
one, so.
I'm like, oh no.
See, I've been celebrating the whole time. When you're throwing hair on like that, you got to get a little prepped.
Yeah, that's true.
So this one's
This one-
$199, so it's not much
Yeah,
more. It
this
does
is-
say it supports 4K 60.
Yeah, but for my use case, I didn't need 60 hertz because I just use it
Yeah,
to just
absolutely. Yeah, no, I
Well, yeah,
understand.
that screen may not
Yeah,
even be 60
perfect.
hertz, so it's like, yeah, I like that. Again, like I said, every time it's like some little nugget of oh, that's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah,
now,
Yeah,
I
so
might not pull the trigger on it, but it's in the back pocket for sure because I do want to do like a digital movie poster eventually, but I guess this is a challenge for Scottio. We need to find affordable display only type of scenario, type of displays instead of, it's got speakers, it's got this fancy bezel, it's got all this,
What size are you talking?
I bought some cheap.
Samsung makes those.
Yeah, I bought the one I use is a Samsung. Mine is a
but
Samsung.
I'm looking for like a couple $100. It's just
Yeah,
gonna
the
be
one
used
the
as-
one I have was like, you can find the used one for like a couple of hundred. I think I bought it brand new for like $250.
Well, that's
and
not too
it's-
bad. I
yeah.
looked and I couldn't find them.
And it's
So,
a,
and
it's,
they
it's
have
a
to be
hybrid.
they have to be horizontal though. It has to be a
Yeah, I have it
or
at
I
the
mean
entry.
a vertical display.
Yeah,
for
I have it at the
posters.
entry of my theater, right?
Okay.
It's
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to.
yeah.
How heavy are the displays at McDonald's?
And oh boy,
Yeah, and the thing about the multi-view, guys,
you
it has
Californians
about 8
picking up
display
stuff.
modes.
What was that,
Yeah,
Rich?
I'll say the thing about the multi-view, it has 8 display modes. You can display the different modes
Oh, nice.
individually. You can have them three on the screen, 4 on the screen. You can have them in different formats, like 2 at
Yeah.
top and 2 to the side.
That would be
You
awesome.
can have one big one and three to one side. There
See-
are about 8 different formats you can have them in.
So you could have like one that's the movie poster, and then one that's like a ticker or something.
Oh, that's
reading.
cool. It's got
Right.
digital audio out too, so you could, if you wanted to put some speakers next to your
You can use a
movie
Toslink.
poster
You
and
can use a
allow it to play
Toslink cable
music.
on it. You can use a Toslink cable if you wish, and
Yeah.
can get another.
You know what? Do they have any of these that have
Go back to that
it's
picture.
split
That
screen
looks like some
and
SES
audio
speakers,
switching.
man.
Can you audio switch between the different? So say you have
Yes, man.
4
Yes, you
devices
can. Yes, you
in.
can.
What's
Yes,
that?
you can. You have audio switch. You have audio switch, and you have video switch on it.
Oh,
If you look on the remote, Don, bring back up the remote again,
All right.
and
hold
you
on.
see the numbers. You
this
see the
thing's
numbers
getting
assigned.
cooler and cooler by the minute here.
Right, you
Yeah,
see the
like
nu-
I said,
you see those-
these things used
you
to
see
be
those red- you see
thousands
those red
of
stuff?
dollars in commercial. Well, maybe.
I'm
thousands,
just thinking of the thing
couple
like
thousand dollars.
if you're into sports and you're hosting like a sports party or something like that, you split the
Yeah.
screens and you can
Have
switch
4
between
Apple
audio.
TVs.
right?
Yeah,
Yep.
the
Right.
only
So that's-
thing is you have
And
to
you
make
can
sure
pay audio-
all
You can
the
pay order to
devices
each of
are
them
the
if you want.
same. Yeah, all the devices would have to be the same so that you could have as close as possible to the same lag, and then you could switch in between all of them.
Yeah.
That
So-
would
like
be-
someone wants to hear the
YouTube
audio on one
TV
thing, you're like,
YouTube TV actually allows you to do this, right? They'll
how many screens can you do on YouTube TV?
But here's
I'm
the
not
problem
even-
with YouTube TV. They choose
Well,
the 4 games
besides-
for you.
Besides the fact that it's $100 and some a month, like
I
I
know,
th-
right?
Yeah.
It's
And-
probably a better
I
value
mean, what,
than
I
Fubo
don't.
there.
Yeah, what is the?
and I
So
don't
what's
think
the
you can use
advantage?
multiple
I mean, this is a
sources, right?
one-time deal.
Right, correct. Yeah. So YouTube actually they have like for the football game, so where you can watch 4 games, but they choose the 4 games for you. And sometimes there'll be multiples, but if you want to watch like a game out on the West Coast and then you want to watch a game on the East Coast and then, wherever else, or you may want to watch a TV show along with it, it doesn't allow you to do that. It doesn't allow you just to put the channel that you want in there. I think DirecTV had something that actually allows you to choose your channels and actually put this like kind of like this switcher here. But yeah, I'm going to be adding this to the cart after the show is over because this is something that I definitely want.
Yeah, that's really cool. I want one just to play with it. I don't really know what my use case would be, but it is cool.
I mean, mine's going to be solely for sports,
The
I'm
1080p ones are far cheaper, The 1080p ones you can get them for like probably $80 or $60, but the 4K ones are more expensive.
And Michael Squires mentioned that he's paying currently $80 for YouTube TV. So is there like
Yeah,
a
that's
sports
what mine is.
add-on that bumps it up above that? Or is that generally what it's going for?
Mine's like $79, I think, is what it is. So
Now
he's
YouTube
right.
TV,
Okay.
you still have to get ESPN added for
No,
sports. Or
nope.
Do we get a discount if we have Google Fiber? Do you know, Paul?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, because the Google Fiber is so cheap. Like, they are
It is
not making money off of
All
Google
right, we
Fiber.
can stop sharing this one, Ike.
Yeah, I mean, I recently purchased Fubo
Fubo TV, yeah.
yeah, for to catch the playoff games in the Super Bowl, right? But
Mhm.
it's kind of garbage. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know if you guys
I,
ever used it, but it reminds
I
me of
haven't used that one.
you know
I really enjoy
Charter cable box from the '90s, and the quality is
I heard
terrible.
YouTube TV is like one of the best, but again,
yeah.
I'm still at that $25 for all my entertainment consumables, and I'm kind of like, oh, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, I will say that YouTube TV is really good. I enjoy it. I use it through the Apple TV. Um, they actually have 4K streams on some of the sporting events and stuff like that.
Yep.
Some of the races are in 4K, like so that's what I use.
I probably should have chose that over Fubo for the NFL stuff
Now,
this year.
what races do you watch?
I don't, but I know they had F1 in 4K.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. I like
Yeah, so they do a
like
lot of the
Formula
Fox
One, and I
Fox
like
channels in 4K.
the
So
MotoGP and stuff like that. And Isle of
Yeah.
Man, I'd like to watch that, but I don't. It's just not. I'll just go to a buddy's house.
yeah. I cut the cord. I cut the cord a long time ago, man.
Same
So
here.
Yeah.
I just watch Plex and chill.
It was painful just to subscribe to watch a few games. I'm like, is it really worth it? I'm like, well, this year it is. Next year, no. But 1 month, I can do that. But
Yeah.
I am not going to continue paying, what is it, $80 a month for that. It's just, the quality is not
I
there.
heard the PlayStation one was really good too, but again, that's you're I think you have PlayStation or Sony or something like that. But I heard that TV was really good too, but you have to have a Sony. And this is a long time ago. I haven't even looked into it hardly because everybody's swapping and changing genres, and all the streams are crossing nowadays with the writer strike and all the stuff that's been going on. So and hopefully all the people are you know getting at least their cut and able to concentrate back on the material and stuff that they've been doing a really good job at. Just
So, like, if you share the screen, I got my YouTube TV up.
Nice. Oh, on the movie news front, did you guys happen to see that they're having a Beetlejuice 2 coming out in September?
I
Let's see what we got in
heard
4K.
about that, but I wasn't ever really a big Beetlejuice.
No.
Yeah, I don't know why. You would think I would be the poster child of that. But no, I just never got into it.
So they got some basketball games coming up in 4K.
Okay.
So you got and then stuff you can replay, obviously, in 4K. Some soccer or football, as you guys would call it. So yeah, I mean, there's not a ton of stuff in 4K right now, but there is options. So let's see, basketball. Let's see. So yeah, we got some basketball. But yeah, I mean, I enjoy YouTube TV. I mean, I think it's one of the better streaming services. I also have Sling, because
I used to have Sling until they raised their prices, like pretty much. Where I was like, no, that's not why I went. Because I think I was $15 a month for years on Sling.
Yeah.
I mean, years.
So they have their guide. The only thing about doing TV like this is you can't just punch a number into the button and get to your channels kind of like you could for a cable box. You you just type it in. Now
I
you
know
have to actually
it's
stream through it and
n-
figure
Can,
out what's live.
it's so
can you like
hard now.
pick
You actually
favorite?
have to say, Alexa, turn to channel 10 or watch the Chiefs game. You just
Yeah.
need to integrate it. Yeah, now everything's voice command. That's
Can you tag it as like a favorite channel? Say like you like the History Channel or something. Can you tag that channel as a favorite and have it show up top?
I've not tried anything like that, so I'm not sure.
Okay.
Like I said, I normally do it on my Apple TV, and I really hate the Apple remote too. So I have the good remote up in my upstairs bedroom, but I have the like the touch screen one, the older version that you kind of slide your thumb across, and I can't stand that remote. So I've been looking for a new
Yeah,
remote for that.
I never liked the touchpad version of that.
Yeah.
The new
sounds
remote's
like
not bad, but the last generation remote
It,
was
even that
terrible.
one's a little too sensitive.
Right.
Or whenever you're hitting the
Yeah.
button, it still like will jump around. But what I did find out is some of the apps, like I'll download a game Jackbox, which I don't know if you don't know about that. It's really fun. Like it's adult-ish. It's kind of game that you play on your phones or any tablet device, and it's like a party game where they have all kinds of different games. It's really fun. You'd have to look at it. They have like many different game packs, but it's a fun game to get a lot of people together, and trust me, everyone will be laughing and having a good time. But my point is, on that particular game, you have to enable the touch screen or the touch portion, because I have it disabled. But you can't move around on the menu on that particular app
Yep. You have
without
to use the
going
outside
in
app,
and
right?
yeah, I'm like, oh man, because when I got it, I was like, what the hell? This game isn't working. I was pissed. I was like, what the hell? So then I was like, oh well, let me try something. So I enabled the whatever the touch thing, and it worked. And I was like, okay. So sometimes if you ever have any issues with that on your Apple TV or whatever, just enable the touch again and scroll through, and then day to day I still have it disabled. So if I'm done, if I'm having a party or playing that game, I'll enable it, and then once we're done, I'll disable the touch again. Because
Rich just put something in the chat for I am player. I'm sharing that. See if
That's not for you,
No,
man.
don't share that
That's
in public.
No, don't share that. Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
that was for
I don't
Ike.
know.
Don't share that.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what that was. I apologize. I thought that was for like another streaming service. So, well, I wanted to touch back on the 100-inch screen and just give you my thoughts on that. I feel it's a good thing that these technologies are being trickled down to the lower prices. And what I think is, as long as logistically you can get the TV into your home, and you don't have to, knock down any walls to try to get a 100-inch TV into it, I feel we're going to see a lot of spare bedrooms start turning into theaters.
Well,
I was just
see,
gonna say that, Don. Are you gonna order one so your spare bedroom build that we were talking about can be with that TV? That'd be
it
awesome.
could be. I mean,
That'd be awesome.
$2,000, man. I could almost just throw one back here behind me.
And Scott he's proven that it can be done in a bedroom, and you don't have to go crazy with super big speakers to fill a smaller space. You don't have to go
Well, the
with
smaller the
gigantic
space,
subs.
yeah, the smaller the space,
What are you
everything
are you gonna
is
wall mount that? Like, what are you
proportional.
gonna do? Wall mounted? Like,
I mean, look,
because you gotta leave room for your speakers,
if you want
right?
that 55-degree viewing angle, sitting from well, I'm not doing the calculation right now, but if you're sitting from like 8 or 9 feet from that thing, you got to be close to the THX viewing angle that they're saying that you need. So you're talking about a 12-foot room, 12-foot deep room maybe, that you can put a couple chairs in or a couch in and sit back and have a great experience with
I
that
think,
size TV.
I'm in a 12 by 14. I have a king size bed, just to kind of put it into perspective. Um, if I went any larger than a 120, my center channel would be screwed. Like it would be under the mattress, right? And it
Right.
would just be pointless, right? So it's right at the edge of where I can have that center channel underneath the screen. But a 100, that's even better. That's going to bring it up a little bit more. It's going to be a little more closer to ear level instead of angled up like mine. And if you have the wall room to the right and left, you can just mount right next to the TV on the right and left speakers, or if you're running bookshelves, you can have them on the floor. But I think that's a pretty good size for like a small
I think
room,
the
right? For a
price point, the
large
price
screen
point
theater.
is great, right? But I
It
just
is.
hope that they last long enough for the next versions to come out, because that's the one thing I'm skeptical about it. It's not like a 65-inch that if something is wrong with it, you just pack it up and
I'm thinking about all the
get
extra stuff I
somebody
had
to
to
come
do.
fix it. You can't just return that thing. Can you imagine trying to haul that to FedEx to ship it back
No,
for
but if it
servicing?
breaks and you're on a second floor, could you imagine how epic it would be to toss a 100-inch TV off your balcony?
I know, right? Because you're pissed off. So
No, well, not even that. You find out so you want to sell it. Who's going to buy that from you very easily? It's going
yeah,
to be very
but
hard to sell.
You're not going to sell it easily because you have all the transportation issues, and
I
I
mean,
would
look,
imagine that
if
the
you're
box
looking to
is
buy something to sell something,
rigid.
I think you're
Well, it's not the selling point. It's you're not going to be able to just set that on the curb for the trash man to pick up.
to pick up, ain't no trash picking that up.
Yeah,
You gotta call the city.
they're going to be
and
like,
tell-
nah. There are some places that have free recycling for electronics, but let's face it, that's getting pretty big too. I have a 200-pound piece of electronics. Yeah, no, wait a minute.
Yeah, I think it weighed in at about 137. So
Oh, okay. Well, still, it's
So-
pretty heavy.
That's a heavy TV.
So
And I wonder
TCL
what the
is coming out with an even bigger
dissipation is
one.
like.
Is that the 115?
Yeah, the TCL is coming out with
Yeah,
a
they have a
115-inch TV.
Yeah, that's the one I think Linus
If it was $2,000, I would have bought it. Just to say, when I started doing this,
That
if it
one was
$2,000,
like
I
12.
would've-
That one was like 12 grand though. So I don't know
Yeah,
where this
that
$2
was
grand
expensive.
comes from.
$2,000
Yeah.
from the Hisense one that's on sale currently at Best Buy.
Oh,
Yeah, so these are I won't say that they're bad TVs, but they're not like the QM8, that we saw at M Wave. That's my biggest thing. Now that you're have a larger TV, now you start coming into
Your
you
video
need more
processing
pixels
all
and,
that,
and everything
yeah.
else to cover
Local
that,
dimming and all that.
right?
Yeah.
Local
Yeah.
dimming zones. You
But-
start seeing
do
more
you-
imperfections.
But do you, like if you
Well-
have a 100-inch TV, 115-inch TV, it's gonna look better than a projector.
Bro.
But it is gonna be in a different
If you watch some
effect.
some 1080p news from your local news station on a 100-inch, I think it's gonna look blown out, bro.
well, but
Yeah.
hopefully and that's where that device that you just seen can come from.
Yeah, like a multi-viewer, right?
The multi-viewer, and you just don't have any other inputs on, and you just change it to one, and you have a 65-inch screen smaller inside that 100-inch. There's all kinds of things you could
No,
do.
I
but
think it's going to sell though. I think people are going to buy it. I don't know where it fits when it comes to our space, right? Of being
Don't-
quote unquote
I-
home theater enthusiasts. I don't know how it fits for that particular niche, but I think it's going to sell. I just hope it doesn't
It's,
end up
it's
another
definitely
Vizio.
going to sell.
I
It's
just hope it
definitely going
doesn't.
to sell.
Yeah,
It's a
I
good
just hope it
price.
doesn't end
It's
up
a
being
good,
another Vizio, right?
yeah,
Has like
I don't think
well
so. I don't think
has
so.
Stop
I don't
FOMO
think so.
or Brian's Tech Therapy or anything? Have they gotten one in? Have we seen them like unbox one of these things and like try to get them through the house or anything like that? Are you
Yeah,
guys?
I'm
No,
not.
they
I'm
haven't
not
actually.
sure. You know,
I haven't.
if
I
they've done
haven't.
it yet or not.
Yeah,
But you
even
know,
the
Because
Pete
I
that's
think.
what I'm
installer,
really
I
I
think.
curious.
haven't
Like
seen him with it.
I think.
packaging, shipping.
I think Brandon. I think Brando got the 100 inch.
Beat installer?
Yeah, beat installer got the 100 inch. He
Oh,
and
Oh,
Channel, I
nice.
think,
really?
installed.
Yeah, nice.
Oh,
yeah.
we'll have to
I
check
think they
that
did a
out.
Sony though. It was like 100-inch Sony, I believe, is what
He and
they
Channel installed
actually.
one at some
Yeah.
customers' house.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's going to be a hit for the price point. It's just I don't know if it fits into the quote unquote enthusiast. Where are you gonna put your speakers right in front of that? If you're not gonna wall mount it, so
Well, I
it's gonna
mean,
be on a stand.
I don't think it's
You can
so
wall
much
mount it. You can wall mount it.
where you're going to put it. It's just a matter of the logistics of how you're going to put
You're
it.
gonna put
Like
it right.
So
projectors, ultra short throws, you don't have to get in the attic, right? Because you're putting a couple holes in drywall, hanging a screen, and
Yeah.
setting it on a table in front of you. A regular projector, you got to do a mount in the ceiling somehow, make sure you're in the studs. That makes people nervous, you know. Well, and run power somewhere. That's going to be the same thing with this. This isn't something that you can just put a couple drywall screws in. You are
well,
going to have this multi-secured in the studs
they make
in your
these
wall.
very good anchor mounts that'll hold up to 600 pounds. And what it you drill an inch hole into the drywall, and then you put this in, and then you put a screw through it, right through the middle. And what it does is it brings the back to the front, and it squeezes in the drywall, and they actually hold up to 600 pounds. They have them at Home Depot, and then you break off the thing. But like you said, though, you're definitely going to want to
Bro,
find some studs.
if my TV weighs 135 pounds and it's 115, I'm not putting it on the wall, man.
I'm guessing that it's probably like
I'm not
a
putting it.
French cleat, right?
I'm not putting it on my drywall, man.
Yeah,
I don't
I
even
would
trust
hope
the
it's
studs the
some
builders put
sort
that
of
much.
Yeah, I would hope it would be some, because even those drywall anchors, that's fine. That you know, and I'm sure that anchor, the shearing strength is more than enough, but it's more of, you've got it's spread out. All that weight is for those ratings are sheer straight down strength, not anything pulling out. And if you test that, that's total different weight, and that you would definitely want to test that with a 100-inch or 130-pound device,
There we
hanging
go.
on the wall. So, but I mean, and plus I've seen, people mount stuff in drywalls with anchors. The anchors held just fine.
Yeah,
But
they,
the
I mean,
nails
they
on the
work just fine.
drywall came out, and the mudding and the tape just ripped the whole piece of sheetrock came right off the wall. There's tons of videos on that, even on YouTube, I'm sure.
Like, you better
'Cause-
be right in the center of that stud, man.
So I just shared. I don't know if you can pull that up or not, but I'm sharing my screen on one of the mounts I just found.
Okay, let me switch to it.
Yeah.
So
And
this
you
is the
should-
kind of the style, like you're
Yeah.
gonna hit a stud, right?
Yeah,
That-
yeah.
You're easily gonna, and it's somewhat like a French cleat where it clips. So if you have two people, you slide it against the wall, and then you click it
Yeah.
down, and it locks
And
into
that'd be
place.
the way to do
right?
it.
What
Yeah.
is the
That'd
weight?
be the
What's
way
the
to
weight
do it.
limit on that though? Because I get the
That's-
size,
I
but what's
just
the weight?
pulled it up, so give
'Cause-
me a second.
Because a monitor can easily stay there because those are lightweights, right? But these newer TVs weigh. Okay, so weight capacity 165 pounds.
165. There you go.
Okay.
So that's easily enough when we're looking at like 130 is 130. I guess it's pushing it. There's some
Yeah,
overhead.
you're pushing it, but
but-
still, yeah.
and this is the first one I pulled up, right? And if you look at like the length of this thing, it's you're going to hit multiple studs putting that in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
all your studs are what 16 and centered, right, or whatever the measurement is. Yeah.
Yep.
So a couple
So
of things have to go right.
most of these bigger TVs you're getting two of those mounts, so it's separating them. So you get a stud over here, you get a stud over here.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no doubt
See that.
I have no doubt it will sell, but I just don't know if you can just go order it from Amazon and just expect Amazon to just like ship it for you on Prime. There's too many
Yeah.
things that can go wrong with that TV of that size, man. It's like, and even if you go into Best Buy and it's on sale, you got to find a buddy with a truck and everything just to be able to move. By the time you're done, the sale is over, man. So it's like,
One of us
but
has
it
to
will
go
sell.
on, right?
It
Because
will
we
sell.
need to see that
$19. You rent a truck from Home Depot.
Yeah, it will sell. If I can get one, I'll get one. But I just don't know where I'm gonna put it.
Yeah, no, I mean the biggest. So the stuff that I consume on TV, and I apologize, I'm going through a coughing fit here. I mainly consume sports on TV, so it's important to me for the refresh time and the ghosting and stuff like that, because it just drives me insane if I'm watching a football game and I see it blown out behind the guy running.
Yep.
So that's the biggest thing for me, is just the quality. Yes, the TV is huge, but I'm going to use my theater to watch movies in, right? But for something like this to have like a game room or something else, 100-inch TV.
But yeah, it will drive down the price of projectors, though.
Yeah, I'll have to.
Once you get to 120
Yeah.
inch, bro, some of these projectors will have to kind of,
Yeah, they'll have to change something,
Because
like
picture
because yeah,
quality.
you're right. Because it no matter what, it is one familiar device. You don't have to have a 100-foot
devices,
fiber optic HDMI cable to run to your 4K
Exactly.
projector. So yeah, there are so many
You don't
use
have to worry
cases.
about bulb life and all that kind of stuff, right? So,
Yeah,
I was thinking
yeah.
about all the wiring that I had to do for my projector, and if I could get a 115 for 2K, what the current 100 is at,
I'll take it.
why would I at that point? Unless you're getting
it's
deals. and
literally the
scrappy.
only.
I did deals and was scrappy about mine, so there's definitely that's a significant higher cost than what I have in place now. But man, that's a lot that's a lot less work.
Yeah, yeah, and if if you're already installing your own projector, the average consumer probably, if they want a giant screen, they're going to more gravitate toward this particular situation because they're familiar with it, familiarity, and you don't have to have a dedicated
space for
room.
Yeah, there's a lot of advantages. There's plenty of advantages.
There are tons of advantages of it, but
there's plenty of advantages.
I mean, it's one of those things where it's like,
if you can buy it from Amazon, why wouldn't you pay for that Amazon installation service and just say,
that's what I say, right? You can buy it.
For those that don't,
and pay for the install, and you're still under 2,500.
Yeah. So for me, I just have the little furlings behind my wall, so I'm going straight into block. So
oh wow, well, you can hold quite a bit as long as the inserts don't rip out.
Yeah, as long as the inserts were done properly, you're gonna hold all the weight.
Right.
No worries there.
I also think projectors are gonna be definitely on the back burner and mainly enthusiasts are going to use projectors as long as those big screen TVs get
Yeah.
more
But you
popular.
got but you got to
I would say
remember
if you ever buy it from Costco, man. They got the
but
best
you
warranty.
got to remember
That's what
the
Michael just yeah.
the minute. So this is what, I'll make a projection here, no pun intended. So the TV, it will drive the price down on projectors, but then the
Definitely.
market for projector users will be 150, 200 inch,
Exactly.
250
Bigger
inch,
screen.
because
Bigger screen.
there's always a market, right now. And at that point, you're going to be stuck. Like in my one particular living room, I have 12-foot ceilings. Even people that are like, 1,000 times, I'm poor, but comparatively, but there's people that are, rather wealthy that don't have a ceiling capacity to do, a projector, because it's like, oh, it's all glass, so you're not going to do that. So they would do this, giant TV, but that's only going to get them X amount. You're going to reach a limit, right? It has to fit in a doorway, because you're not taking the panel apart until we go to, and I've always seen the multi-segmented where you build your own size TV being the future. It's just not
Right.
affordable right now. And
Yeah.
the other thing
You
that's
mean,
kind
you
of
mean
annoying,
like
The
the multi
the Samsung wall
the
or
same
the
sphere.
Sony wall.
Yeah, with those LED squares.
yeah, where you literally, as long as you're buying like a whatever, a 16:9, or if you wanted to do, cinescope segments, so three wide, three tall, and they have it, sized appropriately. And then maybe if you're doing cinescope, you're only doing, two tall, but three wide, and then it just grows from there if you want to increase the diagonal size. Just because logistically, shipping, space savings, and that's the other thing, they can't afford to provide these at X amount of dollars just purely on the amount of real estate and space they're taking up. Because granted, 150-inch screen isn't, small, but it's a box that stacks, that you could have, 15 of them stacked in the same, or 20 of them or more stacked in the same, probably more like 50 to be honest, because you got to have all that extra padding to protect the TV. So you could minimum of 50 of those screens that are long and not easy to ship in the same spatial spot that a 100-inch screen is taken up, because it's broken down in halves and quarters. So,
Yeah.
So Oprah Winfrey there brought up a good point. Like, how often are you going to replace that TV?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Hopefully you get at least 5 to 10 years out of it. And Oprah,
For
can you
2K
please
TV,
just start saying,
for
you get a
2K
TV,
TV,
you
I
get a
don't know,
TV,
man.
you get a TV.
For $2,000 TV, I don't know. At least for this first version's coming out, right? I don't know about the whole 5 to 10 years, man. It's
I like,
trust me, they're calling
Oprah.
colors on
I
these
like
TVs,
Oprah Winfrey's comment about donating it. I was like, that's a good idea, because, I mean, if obviously if it's still workable or usable, but yeah, if you're, not if it's trash, don't dump trash on your local school. But that's a great idea. That's like, I want to upgrade because I want the new feature, I want a 8K or whatever, so it's like, oh, just donate the 4K to a local school, or to a local, business, or, or not necessarily business, but like nonprofit type of thing, or your water buffalo.
Donate to the Horizon Home Theater Fund. That's fine.
Yeah. There you go. I like that. That's
Well, guys, on that note, I think we're going to go ahead and end this episode. Definitely appreciate everyone joining. As mentioned, everyone that's been on the show before, you guys have the link. So make sure that you just jump on in. Come in when you want to, leave when you want to. Just come join the fun that we're having here on the Home Theater Hub, along with, we got Ike from Easy HT and my channel from Horizon Home Theater. I know we keep saying that we're going to get some videos out, but we're going to start chopping these up and putting them on our channels to start featuring home theater tours for from both of our channels. So make sure everyone's looking out for those. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please send us an email at hometheaterhublive@gmail.com. We're scheduling through February right now. I think right now we have some openings towards the ends of February. So if you guys would like to be a guest, and then once you become a guest, you have an open invite to the conversation every week.
And I'm gonna throw a curveball. Do we have any 2-channel people that we reached out to besides just home theater?
Well, no and yes.
Cool.
John Anthony is 2-channel.
He's both.
Yeah, he's both.
Yeah, he's
that.
both.
Yeah. And
Jonathan,
that's
who
what
was
made
on
me
today,
think.
is
it's like, yeah, it'd be cool to get a couple, just people that are doing.
I can shut a couple channels off and pretend. No, I do enjoy both, and it would be great to have someone that is really, really into 2-channel audio, just to give us some perspective from that world.
Well, we had someone. We had Siphonics on here. We had Kanga. Kanga's major 2-channel guy.
That's why I was like, do we have any more? 2-channel. Okay. Yeah, he was, in fact, he had a nice theater set up, and I did like his. I forgot the room, the name that he called his room. The white room. Yeah,
the white room. Yeah.
Yep. Go check out the
Phoenix.
video.
Was it the Phoenix
I'll
or something?
check out the video.
Yeah.
Yes, Phoenix. It rises from the ashes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go back and check those out. We're going to be starting to showcase them, breaking them out, putting them on our channels. We also have to show Paul some love and throw his barcade video that he sent us. We got to add that to our show. Scott from Scottio, he's actually took some clips from our videos, and he's going to be posting them also. So look, we appreciate everyone tuning in every single week to join our festivities here. It's humbling for all you guys to join weekly, and we thank all of you. So with that being said, we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks
a lot,
guys.
Rich, for showing your